Alrighty guys, good morning everybody. Hello from Florida. Hope everyone's doing good. I am out here in Lakeland, Florida here, doing some live coverage for you guys. I will tell you something. Something is, it seems a little eerie outside. I woke up and I went outside for a little bit and it was kind of quiet, but there is that light breeze and my weather station was showing the pressure down now to about 1,005 millibars at my station here. So you can actually look at that on the bottom part of my screen overlay. You see my little cursor? It's right under the Twitter logo there. You see BP, that's not blood pressure, that's barometric pressure, 1,006 millibars out there. But you know, so we're definitely starting to drop out here. But what's up, everybody? Good morning to y'all. Let's see who we got here today. We got Indiana, we have Black Label, we have Tabletop, Leon, as in Black Label, or I already said Black Label. Well, welcome Black Label, we're doing good. Can of Crazy, nice. What's up, Stephanie? What's up, Yankee? Let's see here, Germaine? I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with names. Let's see here. Rich, Tabletop, and Teresa. Good morning, guys. Hope everyone's doing good. So the storm's actually almost a Category 2. As of right now, the last update we have we are currently sustained at 90 miles an hour. Central low is down to 966 millibars, which is a pretty strong low already. And maximum wind gusts around this time is around 115 miles an hour. Now, obviously, we are still away from Florida, but we are getting closer. The storm has indeed started turning its way to the northeast, and it is heading towards Florida. Now, unfortunately, we are expecting this thing to be a Category 4 at landfall. The 5 o'clock update came out, and they removed the marker showing Category 4, but it is forecasted to be a Category 4 at landfall. We are expecting, the storm to have right around 130 mile an hour sustained winds with gusts here, probably around 160 or so at landfall. So she's definitely going to be quite a strong storm here overall. So we're going to definitely be watching this storm like crazy today. And like I said, I'm here in Florida too. I'm in Polk County, which, this is my county over here. We're probably not going to see, definitely not as crazy as some of these other areas are, but, we still do have a risk for like power outages and stuff. So I hope I keep power. That way I can keep on live streaming for you guys. But just remember, that's a possibility since I am in Florida myself. So just want to keep that in mind. But anyways, everybody, good morning. We're going to go ahead and hop over here to the recon. We got a couple missions going on right now. We're going to go ahead and hop over here. The latest, let's see, we're going to do full screen. The latest activity, oh my gosh, it's very squished. I'm so sorry. But the latest movement here, we do have a Hurricane Hunter aircraft on the left-hand side of the storm. You can kind of see there's a little bit of an opening there. That's an eye that's trying to form here. in which the latest pressure reading was down to 965 millibars, according to that pass here. Let's see here. So we do have, let's see, that one finished. We do have another mission that actually just took off from Lakeland, from where I'm at. That's the cool thing about Lakeland is where I'm at. We do have the Lakeland Regional Airport. That's where the hurricane hunters like to take off from. But yeah, we did just have one take off from right where I'm at, and they are now heading down to the southwest in towards the storm here. So we're going to be getting a lot of data piling up in here as obviously we do get closer to landfall. Now, the timing of landfall, let's go and hop over to models here. So the timing of the landfall here, let's go ahead and make sure so you guys can see the time in the top right there. This is the latest GFS model run, the 06 Zulu. It shows the storm still kind of making landfall right around 8 o'clock or so. Maybe a little bit later than 8. Just sometime later this evening after sunset is when we are expecting the landfall to occur. Let's grab, let's see here. Let's do like HWRF here. Let's see what the HWRF. So yeah, it kind of shows landfall between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. here. It'll probably be right around anywhere from like 8 to 10 p.m. or so, I'd say, is when landfall should occur. It will be some point this evening overall. Let's see here. Still a Category 4. Yeah, so it is forecasted to be a Cat 4 still. We are expecting the storm to make landfall at a Category 4, right around sustained winds here of 130 miles an hour. So that's constant winds of 130, with gusts potentially getting up to like 160, like we mentioned here. So absolutely, conditions are going to be very nasty out there, especially by the Big Bend of Florida out there. Let's see, lots of rain in Southwest Virginia. Now, we're starting to feel the rain here in Florida, actually. We've already had a little bit here. Let's go and hop over the radar here. So here's the latest radar. We do got a couple storms out there just off of St. Petersburg near Sarasota. Some of those outer bands starting to impact those regions. Now, the core is not really visible on radar yet because it's still a ways away, but you can see right there, you see that little wall there? That is the eye wall. That is where the, like I mentioned, the eye wall is currently, but you can see it's still a little ways away from land. It's still pretty far away, but it is getting closer. It is ever so getting closer to Florida. Now, currently, we are definitely getting some pretty gusty winds up here towards like Key West. If you look at it, we're gusting around 55 miles an hour right now. Sustained around 35. We got another one here sustained at 35, gusts up to 50. So we're getting near like tropical storm force winds already out there towards the Keys and like the dry Tortugas. And you can actually see a band getting ready to roll into the marshlands here of southwestern Florida towards like Marco Island, Everglades, just the Everglades area of Florida is getting ready to get a pretty strong band out there by like Naples. We'll be getting this here very, very soon. Let's see. Jazzy Mom says, good morning, Andrew. Thank you for your coverage. You're very welcome, my friend. Glad to be here for you. Glad to help you guys out. Stay safe. Praying for everyone. Thank you. I appreciate that. Will it go Cat 5? No, probably not. It's extremely unlikely. Do we know when about coastal North Carolina will see a tornado threat? So today, the tornado threat does include your area. So we actually do have ourselves a enhanced risk here. Let's go ahead and bring up the SPC outlook here. They actually did extend that threat a little bit to the north here. So we do have a tornado threat. If we take a look at this, you can actually see here this 10% region now includes like southern South Carolina, eastern Georgia towards like Savannah, and actually like northeastern Florida out there, which that is right around. I believe that includes, it does include Jacksonville. So Jacksonville, Florida is actually in that 10% tornado risk now. 5% is quite big as well. The 5% chance for tornadoes goes all the way down, out there near like Naples. And of course we have like southern Florida here in that 2% chance. So if you're in the, if you're in any color here, there is a shot for a couple tornadoes. Like I mentioned, the dark green here is 2% chance within 25 miles of your given area. 5% chance across the brown and 10% chance here across the yellow. So that will be a concern. No hail. Tropical systems don't usually bring a hail threat because they're relatively warm systems here overall. But yeah, so that is going to be the news for today. Now tomorrow, actually, the tornado threat will persist into some of those regions out there along the Carolinas, out there towards Virginia. So here for tomorrow, being Friday, that tornado threat will continue for like North Carolina, South Carolina, with a 5% chance for tornadoes. So we'll definitely need to watch out there for that tornadic activity there overall. We're going to go ahead and hop over here back to the models and everything like that. Let's see. I thought it said only Category 3. No, it's actually supposed to be a Category 4 at landfall. Yeah, like we mentioned, 130 sustained is where it's supposed to be. We're going to be gusting around 160 upon the point of landfall. Let's see here. My school is closed due to the flooding. Yeah, there's a lot of schools that are closed here, including the ones where I'm at here in Polk County. They're closed. I'm pretty sure a lot of Florida's schools are closed at this point. But anyway, so here's the thing, my friends. We're going to hop on back over here to radar for a minute, or this map here. I am going to, let's see here. We're gonna turn down the cone here just a tad. So here's the thing, y'all. So the storm is actually, so as we make landfall, we're going to be making landfall as like an upper level Category 3, lower Cat 4 right now. We are expecting this thing to be like 130 sustained upon landfall. It doesn't have a marker there, but the previous overall outlook was that, and not much has changed. They just moved the little markers here. But yeah, the storm is expected to make landfall as right around like I said, a Category 4 storm, low in Cat 4. As we roll our way into the the Big Bend region here, the Panhandle, the eastern Panhandle of Florida. Now the thing is that these hurricane conditions are going to be felt all the way up into central Georgia. So it's not just going to be Florida that's going to be really feeling this, but it's also going to be Georgia there too. Georgia's going to really be feeling this one as well. Matter of fact, those hurricane warnings. I mean, they're not that far away from Atlanta. I mean, from the center of Atlanta, it's about 40 miles to the south. It's where the end of those hurricane warnings are. So those pink little, these little boxes here, these are all hurricane warnings, while the yellow ones are tropical storm warnings, in which tropical storm warnings go all the way up even into North Carolina along the western sides. And those upper elevations, like Asheville, Charlotte, some of those regions there on the western side of North Carolina is in a tropical storm warning. So there's a lot of tropical storm warnings. The entire state of South Carolina is under tropical storm warnings. The entire state of Georgia at least has tropical storm warnings. The southwestern and kind of west central sides here of Georgia has those hurricane warnings. And we actually do have new hurricane warnings in effect for southeastern Alabama. Now, beforehand, those were actually just tropical storm warnings out there by like Dothan. We had tropical storm warnings here yesterday. Now these are hurricane warnings. So out there like towards Dothan, we could see 15 to 25 mile per hour gusting up to 40, but potential for winds up towards hurricane force is possible. So that's why we do have those warnings there, just to kind of be careful, kind of be safe out there. But yeah, so the landfall point is no longer, so the cone no longer includes Panama City. So the storm will make landfall east of Panama City. This storm will make landfall anywhere from like Apalachicola towards like Perry. Anywhere between Perry and Apalachicola, that's where the landfall is kind of being pinpointed. So just right here in the little channel of the Big Bend overall. Let's see. When will this reach Atlanta, Georgia? So it'll reach Atlanta later on tomorrow morning, sometime later tomorrow morning, maybe right around sunrise or so, roughly. So as we approach like 2 a.m. for tomorrow morning, the storm is still forecasted to be a hurricane, kind of a mid-level Category 1 storm as we approach into south central Georgia here, in which, it's still going to be a hurricane and still possibly gusting up to right around 110 miles an hour or so. But yeah, as we continue pulling up to the north, it'll be later for the morning here. And then, of course, we roll our way into, eastern Tennessee here for basically tomorrow afternoon. You can see it's a fairly fast-moving storm. I mean, it's not like a super, super slow one, but, as we approach our way into tomorrow afternoon, around 2 p.m. Eastern, the storm will be located in eastern Tennessee. At that point in time, it will, be post-tropical here, sustained winds of around 35, and we could still be gusting, in the tropical storm force, right around 60 miles an hour or so. So that is definitely, very, very interesting. Let's see here. What about Tifton, Georgia? Let's see here. Let's go ahead and pull this up for you guys. So Tifton, Georgia. Okay, so Tifton. Okay, so this area here we are seeing. So basically, so the storm's going to be, still hurricane force by the time we do reach this area here, in which, like we mentioned here overall, we could still be gusting around 110. Tifton is definitely an area that needs to, to definitely hunker down here, because, obviously you don't have those coastal impacts, thankfully. But the problem is the fact that, those winds are still going to be pretty strong. I mean, you're going to be seeing a good amount of rainfall. We'll go ahead and bring up the latest rainfall map here for you guys. But yeah, you'll still be seeing a lot of rain, a lot of wind and stuff like that. And the rain will actually loosen up the ground a bit overall, in which, that will allow for, potential for trees to come down a little easier. But out there towards your area, basically out there towards southwestern Georgia, we are expecting a good, 4 to 6 inches of rainfall out here. Pretty good amount of rainfall. We still really have a nasty flooding threat for the folks out there in western North Carolina. I don't know if you guys remember, but we do have a high risk here for flash flooding for some of those regions there, in which we are expecting localized amounts of 12 to 16 inches out there along the western mountains here of North Carolina. So that's definitely something that is a bit concerning, because then all that water is going to be running down into the valleys, in which that'll be a big time flooding problem for you guys, especially those low-lying areas. So please, if you live out there in western North Carolina, even out there towards western South Carolina, northeast Georgia, please know that there's going to be a heck of a lot of water being involved for those regions. And you can actually see that a lot of water even is going to fall out there towards, the portions of the southern Ohio Valley, towards Kentucky. I mean, those areas could see Kentucky is in at least 2 to 4 inches for the most part. Western Kentucky likely picking up a little bit more, right around 4 to 6 inches of rainfall overall. So you can see definitely there is a lot of rainfall expected, not just for Florida and Georgia, but also for really a good amount of the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley out there, and portions of the Midwest actually included there too. Let's see here. Is it going to hit Nashville, Tennessee? Let's see. Have a niece going to school there. Gotcha. Well, Nashville will certainly feel some effects from it. Nashville is actually right around the range of around 2 to 4 inches. Locally, possibly a little higher. There is, some localized areas here near Nashville that could get up to 4 to 6 inches. So, yeah, definitely a lot of rain out there. But the good news is by the time the storm gets towards Nashville, like I said, by the time the storm does get towards Nashville, the winds will be a lot weaker. We could still definitely have some gusty winds, maybe 35 or so, 40 miles an hour wind gusts, near Nashville. So it'll be a little breezy, of course, but, the main problem is going to be for flooding and all kinds of stuff like that. How long will I be live today? I have no idea, my friend. We're just going to take it as long as I can. Remember, I'm in Florida too, so I do have the potential of losing power. So that's kind of what I'm a little bit worried about. So, like I said, that's a possibility today, because I'm in Polk County. We're not getting it as strong here, but it's still going to be a pretty strong storm for even me here in central, kind of west central Florida. So, I remember that is a possibility that I could lose power and that I will be without that. You're welcome, Yankee. No problem. Let's see. Jason says, "Hey, buddy, thanks for being on today." No problem. What's it looking like for as far as winds for Branford, Florida? Let's look at Branford. Let's see, Branford, Florida. By the way, guys, if you could do me a favor, consider leaving a like, y'all, subscribing, and most importantly, sharing this. If we can get this out there, that would be amazing. That way we can help out as many people as possible. Yeah, so your area, my friend, we do have a hurricane warning in effect here. We are expecting peak wind forecast as of right now for your local area would be right around 30 to 40 miles an hour with gusts up to 55. Tropical storm force winds is kind of what that is, but there is potential for some of those winds, getting up into hurricane strength. So keep that in mind. But as of now, that was the peak forecast here overall. So yeah, definitely keep an eye out there for that. And whenever it comes to the rainfall out in that region, you're going to be seeing right around roughly about 2 to 4. You're kind of on the boundary between the 2 to 4 inch zone and the 4 to 6. So regardless, prepare for quite a bit of rainfall as well. Let's see here. What about Clearwater? Pinellas wind series picking up. Siri says 19 miles an hour. I wouldn't go off of Siri completely for that. Pinellas drizzle rain. So Pinellas, now you guys out here towards like the Clearwater, basically towards St. Petersburg and basically just the western Tampa Bay area. We're going to be having sustained winds here later today of 45 to 55 miles per hour, and we're going to be gusting into hurricane force more than likely up to 80 miles an hour, which is kind of a concern. So yeah, absolutely. Now, what a big problem is, and I hate to tell you guys this, but we have to look at it. We have to look at the new update. They did increase our surges. The surges since our last update have increased, unfortunately. So let's go and take a look at those. So for Tampa Bay, it's still 5 to 8 foot, but upon the landfall point, guys, we are expecting 15 to 20 feet of storm surge. And like we were mentioning here, there is going to be that coastal concern for some minor swelling, some minor surges, along like northeastern, Florida, coastal Georgia, and coastal Carolina, or coastal South Carolina. So, that includes like Savannah, like Hilton Head Island, some of those regions along there, like even Jacksonville Beach here could see, maybe 1 to 3 foot of storm surge, which is obviously not as crazy as, the west coast here of Florida. I mean, you can just see how nuts some of these numbers are with the surges, but absolutely. So yeah, some of those heaviest effects are going to be out there towards like Carabelli and towards like the Shawnee River. That's where basically, the main impacts.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We got a new tornado warning somewhere here. Let's pull it up here. But anyways, so that's where a lot of the heaviest activity is going to be. That's out of the band that we were watching heading into the Everglades here. Let's go ahead and use Miami radar. That's probably our closest option here. That includes Everglades City and a tornado warning here in Plantation Island. Let's pull up the velocity scan. It's not really the best of views, but a little bit of rotation out there towards like 10,000 islands, so just kind of to the west of Everglades City. Yeah, make sure you guys are in your safe spots now in Everglades City, Plantation Island, 10,000 Island, and Chokoloskee, I think that's how you say that. But yeah, there is now a tornado warning in effect there, and we got to watch out for these outer bands because they do hold conditions favorable for tornadoes. Let's see. What about projected timeline? So the storm is expected to make landfall anywhere from right around 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, roughly. Now, that can change. Just sometime this evening is when landfall is expected overall. Now, for, the impacts, we're going to start feeling those later, really start to feel it across, like western Florida later this morning and into the afternoon. Do I think the storm could turn and hit North Carolina? No. Now, there will be some impacts in North Carolina, of course. We do have, especially the western side, we do have a lot of tropical storm warnings in effect here. There will be a tornado threat for, some of the eastern sides of the Carolinas here for both north and south. Yeah, but, the center of the storm, no, this is pretty much fixed at this point. Fixed track here. The core, the center of the storm is expected to remain within the boundaries of the red bubble here. So the storm is actually going to be kind of, shooting up to the north and then turn to the northwest because we do have a secondary non-tropical low, which is something we call a Fujiwara effect, which is basically two low pressure systems dancing around each other. So, this guy's going to slip down to the south while, Helene's going to go up to the north. And they're going to kind of dance around each other out there. But so that'll mean that the center of the storm will get pulled to the northwest rather than the northeast because of that secondary non-tropical low. So that is what's going to happen there. Let's see. What kind of impacts do I expect in Greenback, Tennessee? Let's see here. Let me pull up Greenback. I'm not entirely too sure. I'm not familiar with that area. Let's see. Greenback, Tennessee. Okay, so yeah, you're in the... Oh, okay, so yeah, you're kind of on the eastern side. So as of now, there's no tropical storm warnings or anything like that, in effect for your area. However, you will likely see a good amount of rainfall out there. As of now, it looks like you're going to be right around 2 to 4 inches, locally higher amounts possible. Now, by the time the storm does get to you, we could still have some decent wind gusts. We could still be gusting into tropical storm force. So I would expect it to be a little bit windy out there, and like I said, the main concern is going to be mostly like rainfall. So expect at least 2 to 4 inches, locally higher amounts possible in that region. Let's see if I could tell you more what I can expect in Damascus, Virginia. Gotcha. So Virginia is going to be not heavily impacted here. Let's see here, because the storm's going to be pulling to the northwest. But yeah, you're kind of in the southwestern side. So you actually are expecting right around 2 to 4 inches here. Let's go and bring up our map here. You're right on the line between that little 4 to 6 inch marker and that 2 to 4 inch marker there. So I would expect at least 2 to 4 inches, but don't be surprised if those are higher amounts out there. You're right on the line there. Overall, but yeah, still, a good amount of rainfall, for places, along like the Appalachian Plateau and, just really southwestern Virginia in general. Absolutely. Let's see. How's Helene looking? How much is it strengthened? So right now we are almost Category 2. I was going to take a look at the satellite imagery here. So this is the latest satellite imagery for Helene. You can see she's starting to clear out an eye here. She's definitely trying to clear out a little eye there. You can see those convective bursts, really kind of thrusting. I always find it so fascinating. They're really that convection just thrusts, around the storm there. But yeah, there's a little bit of a clearing here. You guys can see. So she's trying to form an eye, but as of now, there still is a lot of convection. We got new bursts on the eastern side, the northern side, the southwestern side. There is a lot. You can see how that's pretty darn good. So there's a lot of storm activity in that. So that the storm it's strengthening quick right now. It is strengthening quick. So we might even be near Category 2 strength at this point in time. We're just 5 mile an hour short at the last update, which was about an hour and a half ago. Yet alone, we're now an hour and a half later, and it looks pretty good. It does. So the next update will definitely, I think, will at least bring us into, lower Category 2 strength. When is the next update? So they update every 3 hours. I think they might do more frequent updates, considering that we have a problem for Florida here, and that the storm is heading towards Florida, so they're going to do more, I believe, upon landfall. I think they might do every hour. I could be wrong on that, but when it comes to it, the next update would be 8 o'clock, I believe, 8 o'clock a.m. Let's see here. Do I think there'll be any more bumps east? No, at this point in time, we are relatively confident on where the thing's going to go. Models have really kind of targeted the regions out there towards like Apalachicola, as far to the west as Apalachicola, or as far to the east as like Perry. How far inland will the storm surge go? It depends on the area. Now, like I said, I don't have really a topography map showing, elevation. But know that the water level will, rise. So figure out what elevation you are. Obviously, I would not recommend being by the coast at all. Okay, obviously, you guys should be
a new
out of that.
tornado warning
I've got a new tornado
has been issued.
But look at this. So this is the surge map. We are expecting the point of landfall to be receiving around 15 to 20 foot of storm surge out there. Now, for the places that's on the coast there, that is a big problem. That is a really, really big problem. So if you're along the coast, I hope that you guys are, bracing for this. And like I said, I hope that you guys have moved away from the coast if possible, because, it's going to be very heavy hitting out there. Let's see here. You're very welcome, Christy. No problem. What's up, Overbill? Hope you're doing good. Christy says, gotta run. Get ready for work. Thanks, Andrew. You're very welcome. No problem. Glad to be here for y'all. Let's see here. But yeah, it really just depends on, the topography. Now, Florida is a very flat state in general. I don't really know a way to do that. Here, let's let me pull up a Florida elevation map here. Maybe this will kind of help. Maybe a little bit. Yeah, not really. That really doesn't help very much. Okay, well, I tried, but yeah, just try to figure out your elevation locally. You can just look up elevation on Google, and you'll probably be able to find it and find a map, interactive map or something. But anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and hop over back here to the flash flooding threat here, y'all. So we do actually now have another high risk for flash flooding out there. They have included the high risk for flash flooding now for the area of Landfall, which is going to be near Tallahassee. Like I mentioned, Tallahassee is going to get hit pretty good. We do have a high risk for flooding out here, both not only in like western North Carolina, a little bit of western South Carolina, and northeast Georgia, but now also southwest Georgia, a little bit of southeastern, Alabama here, and like the eastern panhandle towards the Big Bend region here of Florida, like the western Big Bend region here, in which that is a high risk for flooding. So every 25 miles, we'll use Tallahassee as an example. So within 25 miles of Tallahassee, there is at least a 70% chance of some flooding occurring in the region. Then, of course, we had the red, which is a moderate risk, which is still a very nasty flooding concern, which, covers a lot of ground here. That's at least a 40% chance for flooding in the red. And, of course, the yellow, which is, a decent flooding threat, at least a 15% chance. And then, of course, the marginal, the lower end flooding threat is at least a 5% chance every 25 miles. So, low end threat for the green, kind of a middle threat for the yellow, a higher threat for the red, for the red area, and of course, a really big threat for flooding in the pink there. So keep that in mind if you're in those regions there. Definitely keep an eye on it. Let's see here. How is it pronounced? Helene? I don't know. I don't make the names. Let's see here. We're probably 10 miles inland in Perry. Gotcha. I don't. What's the elevation? I might be able to figure that out since I know where it's at. Of Perry, Florida. Yeah, Perry, Florida apparently has an elevation of 207 feet. So you're going to be well above that. So the water is not going to come near you. Being 207 feet above sea level, I think you're good. However, like I mentioned, for the coastlines, we could have the water rising as high as 20 or so foot. It is a possibility. So, for the people along the coast there, that's a big problem. But yeah, for Perry, that's 207 foot above sea level, which you're good. You're good with that, but you're still gonna feel the winds, though. Absolutely. Let's see here. What's up, Christian? Hope you're doing good, man. Let's be honest. This hurricane doesn't look like a Category 1. Well, it's almost a Cat 2. It's almost a Category 2. Like I said, we're right now at a sustained of 90 miles an hour. We're gusting at this point right up to right around 115 miles an hour or so. This was during the 5 o'clock update, which is about an hour and a half ago. To be classified as a Category 2. Here's the Safford-Simpson scale for you guys. I'll go ahead and show you all for reference. If it'll load, there we go. So yeah, Category 2 starts at 96. So 96 or greater would be Category 2 strength. Right now we're in upper level Category 1 strength, but we're climbing up the list quick. And, like I said, on satellite imagery, you can see there is good pronounced convection on all sides of the storm here. We got a new little convective burst starting to pop up here on the southwestern side of the storm. A lot of convection right now in the eastern and northeastern quadrant of the storm here, which that will, it's allowing the storm to strengthen on all ends here, which is definitely looking pretty good. And we do have a little bit of a dry slot here, you can see. So it is trying to develop an eye overall. Yeah, Jason, it is a little bit of water, isn't it? just a little bit. Yeah, y'all please be careful out there. Please be careful. I hope y'all prepared accordingly. How is Venice, Florida looking for storm surge and flash flooding? Here, let's pull up Venice. Venice, Florida. Okay, so Venice, Florida. Okay, so you're out there by like Sarasota area, a little slightly to the south. So as of the projections go, your area is expecting around 3 to 5 foot of storm surge. Yeah, so including the Charlotte Harbor, which is north of you, and along the Everglades coast, southwestern Florida, we are expecting around 3 to 5 foot of storm surge. Now for Venice itself, we do have, let's see here, wind related. We are expecting sustained, so constant winds of right around 40 to 50 miles an hour, potentially gusting up to right around 75 or so. So, definitely is going to be quite windy there as well. But yeah, so according to the latest surge map for southwestern Florida, including the Charlotte Harbor, 3 to 5 foot of storm surge is expected. So, pretty good amount. Do I have projected wind models? I do. Yes, I do. As far as I'm going to hear, it's going to high winds all the way up to Ohio. It could definitely bring some gusty winds up north, but for like Ohio and all, probably not going to feel it too much. You might notice a slight breeze up in like Ohio, but the storm's wind, the wind field is going to be a lot weaker once it approaches, because it's actually going to be turning away from Ohio because of that, that non-tropical low and the Fujiwara effect that we have going on here. The storm's going to kind of be turned to the northwest as that secondary non-tropical low will be kind of pushed down to the southeast here. So, yeah, no, it probably won't be too windy for those regions here. Let's pull up the models here, which we'll take a look at here. I really don't think that the winds are going to be anything excessive for like Ohio. For southwest Ohio, yeah, the winds are showing about like 25 knot wind barbs, which that wouldn't really be anything super crazy. Like I said, I mean, you'll notice it's a little windy out there, but it's not going to be like anything that we're experiencing down here. And what you can even see here that, according to some of the models, like the HWRF here, we're still going to have, likely hurricane force winds out there. This is sustained, by the way. We're likely going to have some, hurricane force winds out there in Georgia. That's why those hurricane warnings really do extend quite far into Georgia. The pressure's still going to be very low as this storm kind of rolls straight up into Georgia. Let's see here. How about Sarasota? Am I good? So Sarasota, we are definitely going to feel some impacts out there. Okay, let's go and hop over back here. So Sarasota, as of now, you do have a tropical storm warning. So expect those winds to be sustained at the peak. At the peak forecast here. The worst conditions. The storm's going to be sustained here right around 40 to 50 miles an hour, and you could have some gusts as high as 75, which would put you in low-end hurricane wind gusts. Now, Sarasota, like we mentioned, it depends if you're on the coast, because if you're on the coast, Sarasota could see about 3 to 5 foot of storm surge as well. Thanks for going live despite the conditions you might face. How's it looking for Fitzgerald, Georgia? You're very welcome, my friend. You're very, very welcome. Yeah, like I said, I'm in Polk County. I'm inland, so I think I'm going to be relatively fine. I just missed it. Rain and wind threat for me. Okay, so for you, yeah, so the storm is likely still going to be a hurricane as it approaches your area. According to the latest forecast, I mean, first of all, you're in a hurricane warning here. Sustained winds, so constant winds at peak here, could be 55 to 75 miles an hour, and we could be gusting as high as 90 by the time the storm does reach you. It'll likely be right around Category 1 strength as the storm does approach your area. So, you know, that's what we need to look out for. ATR says, I'm in Greenwood State Park, South Carolina camping. Do I think my highest tornado threat will be? When do I think my highest tornado threat will be? And will be the highest impact? So, your main threat for tornadoes is going to be tomorrow, mostly. But later tonight, there will, still be a tornado shot. I think the main thing's probably going to be tomorrow morning. Will probably be your main threat for that. Because as that's right around the time that the storm does, kind of roll just west of you, in which that would, create the conditions mostly needed for the tornadic activity. But remember, the chances of you specifically still getting a tornado is very low, overall. But just, know it is a possibility. It can't be ruled out. But try not to worry too much about it. Let's see here. What are the chances the storm path will change and make landfall lower, possibly around Tampa? It will not make landfall in Tampa, no. At this point, the cone has shifted way far enough away from Tampa. Now, Tampa's definitely going to feel some heavy impacts, even though directly not in the eye. But the eye of the storm, the core of the storm, is expected to remain within the bounds of this red cone here. So this is the cone of uncertainty. This does not mean this is where the effects are only going to be felt. Remember that. This is basically saying that the center of the storm, so basically the landfall area as of right now, is expected in this region here. So the storm could make landfall as far west as Apalachicola, or as far east of, out there towards Lake Perry, just, like coastal areas towards Perry. So that's kind of the error margin. But yeah, the storm's core, the storm's eye, is expected to make landfall between these margins here. So between Apalachicola and between Perry. Let's see, Ocala tropical storm. So for most of Ocala, we do have tropical storm warning in effect, but with sustained winds expected, peak forecast around 25 to 35 miles an hour. We could be gusting to up to around 55 or so. Let's see. What are we expecting for Pensacola? Let's see here. So, Pensacola's not really going to feel a whole lot with the storm here. Conditions will certainly be, better. And actually, a matter of fact, this is like the only area that's not included in any form of tropical storm warning or hurricane warning. Pensacola will be fine. Yeah, you're really not going to be heavily affected. Now you're going to notice it's a little windy, of course. You're going to still feel some winds, but it's not going to be anything of big concern. So you're fine. You'll be good. How come it's not a Category 2 or 3 yet? Well, I mean, it's almost Cat 2. It is almost Category 2. And like I said, we're pulling away from like Cancun, which we have yesterday and this morning here. And so we're going into the open waters here. And at this point in time, this thing is rapidly strengthening. It is undergoing rapid strengthening here. Even looking at the satellite imagery, you can see that there is, a good amount of convection, still persisting around the core here. The storm it's definitely doing it. She's picking up some strength fairly quickly. And you can actually see on satellite those outer bands starting to kind of roll up into Florida here now. In which, as we continue to get closer, more and more of those bands will roll inland. You're welcome, ATR, no problem. What's expected in Thomasville, Georgia? Let's see here. Let's go ahead and pull up Thomasville, Georgia. Okay, so for you, my friend. Okay, so yeah, the storm is going to be still pretty strong for you. Let's go ahead and get rid of that cone for a minute so I can look at that warning that's under you. Okay, so Thomasville. Yeah, so in the forecast, you could see sustained winds here. Let's hop over here. You could see sustained winds of anywhere from 65 to 85 miles an hour. Now, we could be gusting up to 105 out there. Now the good news is that you're not on the coast, so you're not going to have any like coastal impacts, with storm surge or anything like that. No, you're way far enough inland for that. But still, the winds are going to be very strong, and of course the rainfall too. You're going to be seeing a good 4 to 6 inches of rain out there, which if you're in a low-lying spot, that could be an issue. Let's see here. What's the best case scenario for Florida for the locals? Landfall is going to be impact. Honestly, I mean, I hate to say this, but the really, I mean, at this point, the storm is kind of already known what it's going to do. And unfortunately, the best case scenario would still be for the storm to, hit as a Category 3, Category 4 storm. Unfortunately, at this point here, like I mentioned before. At this point, like I mentioned before, it is not really a lot I can really say, other than it's going to be a big one. It's going to hit pretty hard, unfortunately. I mean, we've been watching this for a couple days. Storms have the models and stuff have finally come to an agreement, stuff like that. So yeah, just please be careful. What about Panama City? So as of now, Panama City is going to be just to the left, which that's good because that would actually have no tornado concern. The tornado concern of a tropical system or a non-tropical low in some circumstances, including this one, the right-hand side is where the tornadoes happen. That's because you have the instability on the right-hand side of the storm. Also, you have the strongest winds, and you have that violent shift in wind direction and wind speed with altitude. So basically, the higher you go up in the altitude, the more that the winds change directions. They veer, means they turn with altitude, and plus the wind speeds increase as well. The wind speeds are higher, from the surface going up. So that creates an environment for tornadoes. But anyways, so for Panama City, the good news is that the storm will be making landfall east of you, which will put you on the left-hand side of the storm, or what we call the clean side of the storm. Now, that will essentially put you, like I said, in not really any form of tornado threat, in which, as of right now, you are under a tropical storm warning, so tropical storm conditions is expected. We could have sustained winds at peak right now as of, 25 to 35 miles an hour. We could be gusting, up to like 50 miles an hour or so. However, slightly to your east, the conditions do get much worse, out there towards like Apalachicola and stuff like that. But the geography here, some of those really, really strong winds are going to be kind of contained in this little channel here out there by the Big Bend, in which, Panama City is kind of off the side here. So that will make conditions a little bit better for you, but will also allow for, areas slightly east of you to be heavily impacted. But yeah, definitely prepare for it, my friend. You definitely want to look out for it. Let's see. How bad do I think the winds will be in Leesburg, Georgia? Let's see here. Leesburg, Georgia. Oh, I just got a notification. Oh, yeah, there's a tornado watch for me. Nice. Let's see here. All right, so, yeah, you're in a hurricane warning, man. So, as of now, the forecast for the warning here for your local region, it has you expecting sustained winds of around 25 to 35 miles an hour with gusts up to 55. But the storm will still be a hurricane, which is really weird. At this point in time, we're going to be sustained around 85 with the storm, gusts up to 110. A lot of those winds are going to be like I said, on the right hand side of the storm there. But remember, if the center of the storm kind of goes to your west, that would dramatically increase your overall wind expectancy. So yeah, you're in an area where we definitely need to watch out for. It's going to get windy. It's going to get windy out there. What time is landfall? So landfall is going to be right around like anywhere from 8 to 10 p.m. roughly. So it's going to be later on this evening. How's Tampa looking? So Tampa obviously is going to be away from the core of the storm. However, Tampa's still going to definitely feel a lot of heavy effects. We do have tropical storm warnings in effect throughout Tampa, Tampa Bay, areas out by like Pinellas, Clearwater, St. Petersburg area. We are expecting winds to be constant of right around 45 to 55 miles an hour, and we could be gusting up to right around 80 miles an hour or so. So we definitely could be feeling some heavy winds definitely gusting into like hurricane force potentially. Now, another problem that arises is the storm surge, because we're going to feel that surge out there in the Tampa Bay. We are expecting, along like Clearwater, into the Tampa Bay to be right around 5 to 8 foot of storm surge. That is going to be a big concern for those regions. So definitely keep an eye out there for that. But yeah, no, landfall guys will be sometime later this evening, anywhere from like 8 to 10 p.m. roughly. Could change. We'll keep an eye on it. Does have an eye. It's trying to form one. It is definitely trying to form one. If you look at it here, there's a little dry slot right in there. You see that? So it's trying to form an eye. It's getting close, but not quite. It will likely form an eye within a little bit. So we'll see. Let's see here. What's up, Black Bear? Doing good. Thanks for covering me, Panama City. Of course, no problem, guys. Like I said, I'm here for you. James says Dublin, Georgia. Here, let's look at Dublin. Let's see what we got going on for you, man. Let's pull this up. Okay, so Dublin, Georgia. You're actually in a tropical storm warning here. We could see some pretty strong winds, though. Sustained winds of, anywhere from 30 to 40 miles an hour. And we could be gusting up to right around 70 or so. Could be gusting up to right around 70 miles an hour or so. So, yeah, definitely prepare for some strong winds. Obviously don't have a coastal concern because you're not on the coast there. But you could see a good 4 to 6 inches of rain out there. So there could be a good amount of rainfall in your region as well. So look out for high winds and all that. So our effects are going to be really felt like tomorrow morning. That's going to be the main effects for you up there in Dublin. Is Chattanooga, Tennessee going to get bad? So the good news is that the winds will be a lot weaker by the time it does, approach like Chattanooga. But you're still going to notice some gusty winds. Absolutely. We do have some tropical storm warnings just south of, Chattanooga into the Georgia line here. But overall, as of now, there's no formal warnings or anything like that in effect for you. But with that being said, you're definitely going to feel a lot of rain. 4 to 6 inches is on the map here. You can see here on the Chattanooga region in the yellow, that is representing 4 to 6 inches of rainfall. Once again, western North Carolina is going to get absolutely tons and tons of rain here, like 12 to 16 inches. Locally, even higher, possibly, unfortunately. But yeah, for Chattanooga, a good 4 to 6 inches of rainfall. It'll be a little windy. It will be a little windy, but the winds at that point from the storm will be a lot weaker because the storm will be heading inland at that point, in which it'll lose a lot of its strength. You're welcome, Jack. No problem, man. Let's see here. When will the 100+ mile an hour wind start? Well, let's look at the models here. See what the model suggests. So according to HWRF here, that's probably not going to really start until this evening, whenever we hit landfall. Up until the point, though, we're going to have definitely some strong winds this afternoon for the kind of early portion of this evening. But the main part, when we start really feeling like 100+ mile an hour winds, will be later this evening. Yes. Yeah, there will be a lot of power outages, unfortunately. So severe storm that those winds will be right around the evening upon landfall, which will be, like I said, anywhere from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern or so. So let's see. What about impacts on Robbins, Georgia? Let's see here. Robbins, Georgia. Is this like Robbins Air Force Base? I'm assuming. For this region, we do have a hurricane warning in effect. We could see some winds sustained at 40 to 50 with gusts up to 80 miles an hour. That is the latest. So we could be gusting up into hurricane strength out there. You're near Perry, right? So that would put you in 4 to 6 inches of rainfall there too. So, especially if you're in a low-lying area, that could be an issue. By the way, everybody, if you could do me a big favor, consider leaving a like, subscribing, and most importantly, if you guys could actually share this, put it on your Facebook wall, your Twitter, whatever. Just please consider helping distribute this information and help it become more available to people. because we're gonna be here for you. We want to help you guys out and keep you guys weather aware. Because an event like this is definitely pretty nasty, and we're gonna do the best we can to keep you guys informed. Let's see here. Why do storms rotate counterclockwise? So there's the Coriolis effect, which I'm not going to get into fully right now, but just know in the northern hemisphere they rotate counterclockwise, low pressure systems. On the southern hemisphere they rotate clockwise, and then high pressure systems in the southern hemisphere rotate counterclockwise. It's from the Coriolis effect though. Let's see. Brian says, "Good morning, Andrew. Thanks for your coverage, brother. You're very welcome, my friend. Glad to be here for y'all." Let's see here. Let's see. Black Bear says, individual storm not good. Wanted to come into warn. Very concerned. Storm is 500 miles wide and getting wider. Heads up. Yeah, it is a pretty big storm. I mean, if we take a look at the satellite imagery here on infrared, you can actually see it's a pretty good storm. Yeah, pretty good sized storm here. And you can actually, like I mentioned before, you can actually see some of those bands starting to roll inland towards Florida now. And if we take a look at the radar view, which we've already had a handful of tornado warnings and such this morning. If we look at the radar view, you can actually see one of those bands going over like Cape Coral, Fort Myers right now, into the Everglades here. Let's see here. Recon found 961 in Catherine. Really? Here, let's pull up our recon mission again. Yeah, we looked at that in the beginning of the stream, but we just had a mission fly into the core here. Sorry it looks a little squished for y'all. I had to kind of narrow this whole screen on here somehow. Let's see here. Last one from here was 965 or so. There. See, I think those are the only 2 missions we got. That one still says in storm. I'm assuming this one here. Let's look at the data on this. Oh yeah, pressure's really getting low on that visible scan there. So that's like lower 960s, which we've likely dropped lower than 966 as of the last update here. Interesting. Yeah, I want to see that drop some. We'll keep an eye on that view, and when we get more information on that, I'll let you know. What's up, Dylan? Hope you good, man. Accounts that's got on my Facebook wall. Thank you for helping out, guys. Seriously, helping share this is very, very, very important for a lot of people. Help keep everybody prepared and everybody weather aware. Let's see. Is it better to be east or west of the eye? It's better to be west of the eye, because the eastern side of the storm is what we call the dirty side of the storm. Basically where you have your instability and your stronger wind shear, both at lower elevations and upper elevations. That's also where the tornadic potential is overall. So yeah, you would want to be on the left-hand side of the storm, which is why I like Panama City, partially, also due to geography, but while Panama City is somewhat close to the storm, but the forecast isn't as crazy. It's because, first of all, you're on the cleaner side, and second of all, there's a bit of geography included here. Let's see here. Okay, thank you. You're very welcome. No problem. Is it finally rapidly intensifying? It's definitely picking up some heat here. Let's look at the latest Hurricane Center update. I don't think they've updated anything since, but as of the last update, we were sustained at 90. Yeah, as of the last update, which is at 5 o'clock. We'll have our next update at 8. But as of the last update, 966 central low, and we're sustained at 90 miles an hour, which is just about 6 mile an hour short. Just about 6 mile an hour short from Category 2. Also, we got Isaac. That's now forecasted to be a hurricane up there towards the North Atlantic, the northern portion. Wow. Look at that. It's not going to really cause any problems, but that's some new development, by the way. Everybody's focused on Helene. They didn't even notice about Isaac. We do have another area we're watching here, too. 70% chance of development in the next 2 days and 80% chance overall formation. but as of now, it does not seem to be as much of a problem. Here, let's look at the models again real quickly, you guys. We're going to hop on over here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, by the way, we got a tornado watch out, guys, for us in Florida here. We'll look at that here in a minute. But we're going to pull up the tropical Atlantic. So, yeah, there's that other disturbance there. We work our way down in time. According to... Okay, so GFS, it kind of shows it potentially being a fish storm, honestly. Yeah, just kind of going out to sea. So, we're good. Yeah, that one doesn't seem like much of an issue. We'll continue watching it, but, you know, that's not really a big concern at this point. Yeah, and then the latest GFS, you know, still has the, like I said, we've basically narrowed down landfall at this point here. You know, we are expecting landfall to occur here in the Big Bend of Florida. Pulling up like HWRF here. Oh, we have a new run coming through. The 06 is coming out. Yeah, the HWRF has the thing getting down into like the lower 930s. Which would have sustained winds of around 118 knots, according to this model. Now, remember, this is one model. Take this with a grain of salt. But here, let's see here. Let me pull up my conversion of knots to miles an hour. So yeah, this model suggests 118 knots. Let's see. That would be 135. That would be Category 4. That would be Cat 4, according to this model. Let's see. Then we have HMON.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Oh, shoot. Okay, we'll get to that here in a second. This one shows 121 knots, the HMON model, with that central low down to the lower 940s. That would put us a little stronger, 121. That would still be Category 4. That would still be Cat 4. So, let's see here. HAFSA. This one's not as strong, showing 89 knots. So you can see, I mean, there's a little bit of a difference here. That would put us in Category 2. Let's see. Pretty confident cone. Yeah, I mean, at this point in time, you know, the models have fairly kind of figured out where the thing's going to go. I mean, it's going to go in the Big Bend region here. I mean, this is pretty much a given at this point. I mean, like looking at the spaghetti models and such. I mean, look how tightly woven those are together there. Look how tightly woven those are. So you can kind of see there. Hayden says, so not Cat 4. Well, that was one model. Remember, that's just one model. Let's see here. What about Dunedin, Florida? Will you hit it hard? Let's look for Dunedin, man. We'll look at it for you. But yeah, no, the cone is, or the spaghetti models here, I should say, are definitely a lot tighter woven together here. So that's a good sign. You know, that's basically where we are expecting the thing to make landfall at this point. All right, so for Dunedin, let's see here. We are expecting, okay, so we do have a hurricane warning in effect here. We are expecting winds sustained around 25 to 35 miles an hour.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Here, let me turn that down a little bit. It's a little loud. Yeah, 25 to 35 miles an hour with gusts up to 55. Where am I located? I'm in Lakeland, Florida. I'm here in Polk County, which is over. Oh, wait a minute. That's actually a warning not terribly too far from me. That's to my south, but yeah, we got a new tornado warning up here. Let's see, just northwest of Arcadia. Is this a rural area? Here, let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the areas there's one really popping up here. Mayuka. I'm not sure how you say that. Let's see. Doesn't really. Okay, there's a couple houses out there. Okay, so yeah, please keep an eye out there for this one. This is just northwest of Arcadia here. 26 minutes to go. Here, we'll pull up our Tampa radar here and we'll look at the velocity. Yeah, a little bit of rotation there, just to the northwest. This is going north, going relatively northwest here too. Heading towards like Edgeville, Florida. Let's see. What's the chance of it making a Category 5? It's not gonna go Cat 5. Doesn't have enough time, really. Not to mention, at some point, we're going to start getting some drier air into the storm. That's going to happen probably after landfall, though. Let's see. Checking in from Madison, Florida. Stay safe out there, John. What about Gainesville, Florida impacts? Let's look at Gainesville. I got you, my friend. Gainesville, Florida. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, you're inland, so that's obviously good. We do have a tropical storm warning in effect here. We could see some sustained winds, at peak winds, sustained, so constant here of 25 to 35 miles an hour. We could be gusting up to right around 55 miles an hour or so at that point. So definitely some strong winds. Now, when it comes to like the rainfall projections, as of now, they actually did lower some of those rainfall totals along the peninsula here. Yeah, the peninsula here. You're roughly in this little area here, so you'd be seeing roughly around 1 to 2 inches. Locally higher, potentially. Yeah, some of the heaviest rainfall out of this storm is going to actually be felt up in western North Carolina. We do have a high risk for flooding out there. They did... Here, let's bring this up for you guys. They did actually add another high risk here for flooding for the landfall area. There towards... the Big Bend there, like the western Big Bend, including Tallahassee, also like southwestern Georgia, little sliver along southeastern Alabama. We do got a high risk, at least a 70% chance of flooding there overall. See, make sure you have your batteries charged. Absolutely. People will get out from the power outages. Yeah, there's going to be quite a bit of power outages, absolutely, in which, definitely prepare for and expect power outages to occur. Make sure that your portable chargers are charged up. If they're not, plug them in now while you can. Like I mentioned, you want to have those things charged. I know people who have made that mistake in the past, who have had their portable chargers all ready to go, but they forgot to charge them. So, yeah, please don't do that. Don't be like them. Make sure you get them all charged, all right? Let's see here. Watching from Apalachicola, Florida. Got you, my friend. So for your region, Apalachicola definitely could experience some strong activity here. So we are expecting sustained winds around 55 to 70 miles an hour, and we could be gusting up to like 95 out there towards Apalachicola. Now, to my Tallahassee folks, if there's anybody from Tallahassee here, we are going to get hit pretty good out here in Tallahassee. Actually, wow, the forecast has improved quite a bit. We are expecting, as of now, 35 to 45 mile an hour sustained winds with gusts up to 65. Beforehand, it was like gusts up to 110 or something like that. That is really much changed overall. Let's see, what about like Perry, Florida, coastal? Yeah, so it looks like that might have moved a little bit to the east here. But yeah, towards coastal regions, like just off of Perry here, this is probably where some of the heavier effects are going to be felt. Sustained of 75 to 95 here, with gusts up to 115 miles an hour along like Perry's coast there. Horseshoe Beach area, sustained of 55 to 70, with gusts up to 90 overall. Hayden says, so the news hyped this hurricane up. No, we did what we could do to get you guys informed. You always got to prepare for the worst. You obviously got to hope for the best. And we need to get everybody prepared because this is absolutely a very strong storm, and this thing is going to be a heavy hitter. So the reason that we got this out is because we need you guys to be prepared. It's not because the news just hyped it up because they didn't, that's what they wanted to do. No, come on, man. It's a bad storm. It is a bad storm, and it's going to hit pretty hard. No, the news did not hype this up. We just got the information out for you guys. Now, there is some news agencies that might have taken it a little too far. I will say that. I definitely know a couple people that do that, which is not really cool, but... anyways, all right, Kirk says, hi, Andrew. 20-foot storm surge. That's crazy. As high as spring tide in the UK. See, I'll be running a mile. Yikes. Yeah, we are expecting... Here, let's hop over to the surge map. Go and pull this up for y'all. So this is the latest overall. We are expecting 15 to 20 foot storm surge out there towards, those coastal regions there. Right at the landfall point there in the Big Bend. 15 to 20 foot storm surge is no joke. So the water is going to be rolling 15 to 20 foot above sea level, which that is definitely going to be a big problem. And that's why I really hope you guys have evacuated out there. You do not want to be along the coasts in this region. Like I said, unfortunately, you do not want to be out there. So I hope that you've taken that seriously. Once again, 15 to 20 foot storm surge is a lot of storm surge. There's going to be a lot of water rolling inland from the storm here. Then, of course, areas out there by like the Tampa Bay. I mean, we are expecting, still a good amount of storm surge even out there. 5 to 8 foot is a big deal for areas out there in like Tampa Bay. That's going to be a problem. Obviously those coastal areas, like Clearwater. We do have, some of the regions like St. Petersburg, just to Tampa Bay in general, it's going to see a good 5 to 8 foot of storm surge, which is unfortunately kind of a lot. Let's see. What time are they predicting this will hit landfall? So it'll be sometime in the evening. Let's hop over to models here real quickly. Here in a minute, we're going to look at the hurricane hunters as well again, y'all. Okay, so let's hop over here. So the models, they have it. It seems like that they've really kind of, pinpointed the storm making landfall. Here's actually the new HWRF here. Showing landfall. This one shows around 11 p.m. So it'll be sometime in the evening here. Anywhere from, I'd say, 8 to 11 o'clock p.m. would probably be a good guesstimate there. The exact hour is not pinpointed because there is still models that show it earlier than others. But it will hit this evening. That we do know. Let's see here. What will Greensville, Florida be looking like today? Let's look at Greensville. I got you, man. Here, let's hop on back over here. Then we'll look at the hurricane hunters here in a minute. Greensville, Florida. All right, so you, my friend, you're in a hurricane warning. This area is definitely going to feel it pretty good. We are expecting, so at the peak of the storm, we are expecting the storm to, in your area to have sustained winds, so constant winds of 70 to 90 miles an hour, and we could be gusting up to right around 110 miles an hour or so. So definitely look out there. There certainly is going to be a good amount of winds in the region here. Also, like rainfall totals. So the latest WPC forecast has you right around 6 to 8 inches. 6 to 8 inches of rainfall out there. All right, let's take a look at the hurricane hunters, y'all. We're going to hop on over here. Go to aircraft recon. Did they not update? Still hasn't updated yet. This is at 11. So we should have a new update position and that drops on data here very soon. Let's see. We also have we also have that other storm. They're up in the northeastern side of. I know it looks very squished. My bad, y'all. Like I said, I had to fit it to the screen somehow. So one of the planes is up in the northeastern quadrant. Last two drop zones were down in the 965 territory. And then of course the other one that we have going on here. We'll zoom out a little bit. They're in the western.
A new tornado warning
Side of the storm. We got a new tornado warning. We'll look at that here in a second. So we're kind of waiting for that drops on data there. Let's see here. Sherry says, thank you. You're doing a great job. Appreciate it. You're very welcome, Sherry. Like I said, we're here for you. We want to keep y'all weather aware, keep you guys safe, and like I mentioned, we're here for you guys. I know it's a little nerve-wracking. I know it's a little scary, but we'll get through this together, y'all. It'll be all right. I just hope everybody's prepared for it and everybody got ready for it and didn't just brush it off. Let's see here. But yeah, let's see where that tornado warning was. Someone said South Carolina. Oh, whoa, wait, that's Hilton Head Island. I used to go there all the time. Includes Harbortown. Let's see here. Bluffton, Pritchardsville. Yeah, this is a tornado warning up in southern South Carolina there. Here, let's pull up our radar. See what we got going on here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a good amount, a little bit of rotation. There's likely... Is that over land, or is that... I think that is over land. I think it just crossed over into land here. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of right in the bit of channel. I think that's just clutter, by the way. Huh. Yeah, so definitely be careful out there towards like Myrtle Island, Bluffton, South Carolina, Pritchardsville, Coop Landing, Pinckney Colony, Cherry Point Landing. Yeah, you guys need to be in your shelters. Zachary says, thank you for being live. Of course, no problem. Let's see here. Thank you, Charlotte. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
A new tornado warning.
Got another one. Is this for... Where is this one at? So right now there's no tornado warnings in Florida. Unless that was one that just got issued there. Well, yeah, the only one I see is in South Carolina there. So be careful. The coast's going to get hit hard. Yeah, no, definitely these storms are mostly heavy hitters for, like, the coastal areas. So, you know, the folks out there at Landfall Point, because you guys have to deal with the surges and stuff like that. You know, the surges is what really hits you hard. We're going to hop over to the surge map again here. We're going to show you guys this overall. So, you know, once again, peak surges out here, we're expecting 10 to 15 foot above sea level. So the water level is going to be, 10, sorry, did I say 10 to 15? Sorry, that was the previous forecast. 15 to 20 foot above sea level here. So that's at the landfall point. Definitely going to be pretty high. And like I mentioned, you know, those coastal areas are going to be heavily affected by that. Once again, Tampa Bay, 5 to 8 foot of storm surge out there. You know, once again, Tampa Bay is a pretty vulnerable area for surges. You know, all those ports out there. You know, we're going to be seeing that water level rising a good 5 to 8 foot from the storm here. Tornado warning for West Palm Beach. Oh, yep, you're right. Yep, that's that other tornado warning. Okay, that's just north of Fort Lauderdale. Y'all got a tornado warning in effect here. Which I guess Miami's probably the closest radar here. It looks like there's a little bit of rotation here south of Wellington. It looks like that rotation's outside of the really densely populated area here. But it does include some of those regions like Palm Beach National. Let's see here. Covered Bridge, Aberdeen, Westlake, Royal Palm Beach. Let's see here. Loxahatchee Groves. I think that's how you say that. Could be. A pronunciation of some of these areas is not the best, but yeah. So keep an eye out there for that.
Tornado warning has been upgraded.
Oh, buddy, that means it's confirmed. Is this the South Carolina one that got confirmed? Uh-oh. Yeah, usually whenever you hear it say that, that means it's a confirmed tornado. Which one is confirmed here? Let's look at correlation coefficient here. Yeah, one of those tornado warnings has been confirmed. I don't see any debris on that one. I think it might be that South Carolina one. Yep, it is. Oh, lordy. Okay, so that one in South Carolina, y'all, is a confirmed tornado now at this point. Let's see here. Ooh, yeah, look at that. That's a debris.
Tornado warning has been issued.
Ooh, yeah, that's a debris signature there. South of Palmetto Bluff in South Carolina. It's a radar indicated, or radar confirmed. Oh, buddy. Okay. All right, everybody. So y'all out there in southern South Carolina, out there by Bluffton, Pritchardville, Palmetto Bluff, Myrtle Island, Brighton Beach, Bryan Landing, you guys need to be in your shelter now, ASAP. Heading towards Pine Ridge, Hampton Hall, Pinecrest, Shell Hall, Plantation Point, Island West, Bernard Park, Hampton Lake, and the towns at Buckwalter. Make sure you guys are in your safe spots. That is now confirmed in South Carolina. So we're already getting confirmed tornadoes up in South Carolina, and the storm is still down here. That is crazy. Yeah, we had a confirmed tornado up here. The storm is still all the way down here, the core of it. It's a big storm. Let's see here. Good morning here. As Perry, let's see. I'm here in Perry area now. It's cloudy, only light rain, no wind yet. Yeah, those conditions are going to definitely pick up later on today. So Perry's forecast, the latest update here, we are seeing sustained winds of 75 to 95 miles an hour. So constant winds of 75 to 95 miles an hour. But we could be gusting up to 115 miles an hour out there. So that's definitely going to be pretty strong winds. Now, since Perry is above sea level, you're not going to have, direct impacts from those storm surges, thankfully. However, regarding precipitation, rainfall and stuff like that, we could be seeing a good 4 to 6 inches, likely locally higher, likely a lot higher. So definitely we need to look out there for that there overall. Let's look at that tornado watch, guys. I forgot we need to look at that. I have a tornado watch in for my area too, which is Florida. Here we go. That covers a lot of the peninsula here. So that includes like Orlando, Daytona Beach, Tampa, Miami, Key West, also Dry Tortugas, Lakeland, where I'm at, Fort Wayne, Sarasota, West Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, basically the north central and southern peninsula here is under that tornado watch here. Probability of tornadoes is 80% chance. 80% chance for that. Definitely keep an eye out there for that, y'all. Please be careful. Let's see here. It is going to be a long day, my friend, unfortunately. I'm going to be here as long as I can. Remember, guys, like I said, I'm in Florida myself, so I might lose power at some point. Is that a new tornado warning? Let's see. We got a warning up there. Near Wagon Wheel in Turkey Foot, Florida. This is a new tornado warning here. This is kind of near the Everglades, a little bit to the north. But this does include portions of 75. Let's see. Just missed my town in Bluffton. Ugh. That's good. It's good it missed you. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop over here, guys. Back to these maps here. I want to go ahead and show you guys the flooding threat again. Because like I mentioned, we do now have a high risk for flooding up here towards, the regions of the Big Bend. Where the landfall point's going to be, the Weather Prediction Center, they put a high risk for flooding out there towards like Tallahassee and, like southwestern Georgia, some of the western Big Bend and the eastern Panhandle here. We have a high risk for flooding, which gives you at least a 70% chance here of flooding to occur. And, of course, like I said, up to the north, out there towards, like, western North Carolina, western South Carolina, and, like, northeastern Georgia here, we do have ourselves at least a 70% chance for flooding overall. So that is that. Let's see here. Oh, my gosh. No way. Kathleen just sent us $30 on Cashapp. Thank you so much, Kathleen. I appreciate that very much. That was very sweet of you. Kathleen, thank you from the bottom of my heart for that support. That means a lot to me. That'll help us out a ton. Kathleen, you're the best. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. That's really, really sweet of you. Big thanks goes to you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Good morning, Douglas. Hope you're doing good. Is there a chance that this thing will reach Category 5? Nah, not really. This thing is, like I said, going to be in the realms of upper Cat 3 or lower Cat 4 at landfall. That's kind of where the thing's going to be at. It's kind of teeter-tottering. Let's see. Doggone It says, thanks for being here with us. How about the winds for Fort White, Florida? You're very welcome. Let's see here. Fort White, Florida. Okay, so you, my friend, so since you're inland, obviously, you don't have that coastal problem, but you are in a hurricane warning, my friend. As of now, from the latest forecast, we are expecting like tropical storm winds. We'll continue to watch it. Hurricane winds are possible. As of right now, the forecast had you at peak 25 to 35 miles an hour with gusts up to 55. But, you're in a hurricane warning there. Keep that in mind. Let's see here. Yeah, but no, this thing's not going to reach Cat 5, guys. Just want to let you all know that. Let's see here. Braven says, good morning, Andrew. Good morning to you. Hope you have a great day. Staying safe. God bless you and everyone. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I'm inland. I'm in Polk County. It's not going to be super, super crazy for me out here. But I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. But, I could, I could experience some power outages today, so our coverage might be halted later on today, unfortunately. I hope not, but, remember that's a realistic thing. We're likely going to have widespread power outages throughout a lot of Florida here, unfortunately. So, let's see. Cass says we appreciate you. Thank you. You're welcome, Sebastian. No problem, man. Like I said, we're here for you. I live in Lakeland. Should I go to work? I mean, Lakeland's going to have some impacts. Like I said, I'm in Lakeland myself. Polk County here, we do have that tropical storm warning in effect. We are expecting, tropical storm conditions here. Peak winds will be anywhere from 25 to 35 miles an hour, but we will be gusting somewhere around 45 miles an hour or so. So, we'll definitely be feeling some of those winds. Now, the rainfall, some low-lying areas in Polk County could experience some flooding, as we are expecting rainfall amounts of right around 2 to 4 inches. This storm is not going to bring as much rain as Debbie did previously, but the winds will be stronger on this one, rather than, more stronger on this one than it was for Debbie. This thing's taken a very similar path as Debbie, but obviously we know Debbie was a low-end hurricane. It was a Category 1. Meanwhile, this one's supposed to be, Cat 3 or Cat 4. Absolutely. Let's see here. What's the forecast saying for Weewahachi? I'm not too sure. How the heck do you even say that, man? Let's see here. Let me pull it up for you though. Let's see here. Doggone it! Thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate that. $10 super chat coming in from Doggone it, saying thanks. Appreciate you. You're very welcome, my friend. Thank you for your support. That is very, very nice of you. Seriously, you did not have to do that. That helps us out a bunch here at the channel and helps us with our programs and keeps us afloat over here. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. So for the region here, we do have a hurricane warning. We are expecting the winds here. Like I said, we're talking 20 to 30 mile per hour winds with gusts up to 45, gusts up to 45 miles an hour out here. So we could experience some hurricane conditions, but remember the good thing is that you're going to be on the left-hand side of the storm, which that will kind of keep you in the clean side, we call it, where the winds are usually a little bit lighter and where there is no tornado threat. That is basically, the good news with that. But we'll have to continue watching. I mean, you have a hurricane warning. Hurricane conditions are indeed possible overall, but anyways. Let's see here. Question, was it expected to be stronger than it is now? I thought I'd wake up to a Category 2. It's still fairly on track. It is still fairly on track. It is almost a Category 2, though. That's what a lot of people, don't understand right now, is it is sustained at 90. It has to be 96 or greater for Category 2. So it's almost a Category 2. It is. Let's see here. DG, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate that. Saying, let's see here. What do I think for the wind/tornado and rain near Charleston? I'm assuming Charleston, South Carolina. So we're going to have that tornado threat out there. I believe you're in the enhanced risk, which that would put you, let's see here. Let me double check on that real quickly. But if that's the case, which, yes, Charleston is in the enhanced risk, which that gives you a 10% chance of having tornadic activity, around your region. So a 10% chance of that. So watch out for that. Still the odds of you specifically getting hit by a tornado is still low, but you definitely want to watch out for those tornado warnings. And if you get one, go to shelter. Absolutely. Now, whenever it comes to the winds out there by Charleston, as of right now, you do have a tropical storm warning in effect here, which, definitely we need to look out there for. We are seeing 25 to 35 miles an hour sustained with gusts up to 55 here overall. Oh my gosh, dude, no way. Matt coming in with a $50 super chat. Are you serious, man? That is way too much. That is way too much. You did not have to do that, Matt. Thank you. Saying I've watched you from the beginning. You do great work. Hope all Florida stays safe today. Matt, man, dude, you are a legend. Thank you so much, dude, for the $50 super chat, dude. That is crazy. Thank you so much, man. That is really, really sweet of you. Douglas, my man, coming up with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Saying thanks for keeping us informed, Andrew. You're very, very welcome. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. We want to keep you guys weather aware, prepared. Seriously, y'all, you do not have to do that. That is much appreciated. And thank you, all of you guys, so much for that. That is awesome. You guys are the best. I deeply appreciate it. Let's see here. Ryan, coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you, man. Saying my flight lands in Orlando at 3 p.m. today. Do I think we're good? Oh, so I don't know if the airports are going to be closed. I do know that a lot of things are closed around Orlando, and right around 3 p.m. the winds are going to be starting to pick up towards Orlando. I don't know. I would not be surprised, my friend, if your flight gets delayed or canceled because of the storm here. I do know that MCO, which is Orlando's airport, I do know that they closed during Debbie the day of, and this is going to be a stronger storm than Debbie was. So I would assume that they will probably cancel your flight, unfortunately. But, still keep an eye on it. Watch them. I mean, I don't know for sure, but, that's just based off of what I've seen in the past and, what we know now. So, absolutely. But, yeah, be careful, man. Once again, thank you. I appreciate the 5. That's very, very sweet of you. Let's see here. Winter Garden, Orange County, checking in. All good here. Good. Glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear that. Let's see. Can I give a little update on Charlotte? Which Charlotte? North Carolina? Here, let's pull up Charlotte here. I'm assuming North Carolina. We're just going to go with that. If it's different, let me know. But yeah, for Charlotte, North Carolina, we actually do have a tropical storm warning in effect here. We are expecting 20 to 30 mile an hour winds with gusts up to 50 out in the region. Now, rainfall, Charlotte is expecting to see anywhere from 2 to 4 inches out there. So, let's see here. Tabletop, man, coming with a $5 super chat. Man, you guys are super sweet. Thank you all, seriously, from the bottom of my heart for all your support. It means a lot to me. Helps us out a bunch. So thank you. Tabletop, appreciate it, man. Saying thanks, my man. I'm just anxious. Do I know when about the rain/tornado threat will be in Wilmington, North Carolina, southeast North Carolina? Keep it up rocking. Thank you, man. So rainfall totals out by Wilmington could pick up 1 to 2 inches. That's per the latest WPC update here overall. So as of now, Wilmington's expected to pick up 1 to 2 inches of rainfall out here. Now with the tornado threat, obviously today we do have that slight risk out there for tornadoes, which is a 5% chance for tornadoes in your region. And those, well, as we know, are already starting to occur. We just had a confirmed tornado in South Carolina. But for North Carolina, that tornado threat will be a thing for today, throughout today, this afternoon, this evening. So keep an eye out there for it. As of now, you do have a 5% chance. But once again, man, thank you seriously for the $5. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let's see here. I'm really starting to believe that Central Florida Indian Burial Grounds. I don't know, man. I'm not going to talk. I'm not going to get into all that. But anyways. What could be the impact in Apalachicola? Good question, my friend. So we are in a hurricane warning here in Apalachicola. We are expecting hurricane conditions. So we are seeing sustained winds here of 55 to 70 miles an hour, in which we could be gusting up to right around 95 miles an hour. So certainly is going to be in the stronger realm of things here. So the good news from what it looks like, the storm more than likely will pass the core, the eye, will likely pass east of Apalachicola, in which what that would do is that would put you in what we call the clean side of the storm, which would kind of remove any threat for tornadoes. Right now, you're in a 2% chance, which is pretty low. But if that thing makes landfall to your east, then that means that you're going to have like no tornado threat, because the winds and the instability is not really on the western side as much as it is on the right hand side, and also the winds would be weaker too on that side as well. So that is that. Let's see here. What will the impacts be on Johnson City, Tennessee? Let me pull that up for you, my friend. Let's see here. Johnson City, Tennessee here. Let's see here. Pull that up. So for you, my friend, okay, so there's no tropical storm warnings or anything like that overall. Kirk, thank you so much for the €5, man. Saying you need coffee. I hope this storm surge doesn't come on high tide. That would be a disaster. I am not sure if it'll be on high tide. I'm not sure the high tide forecast for there. I could probably look it up, but thank you, man. I appreciate that for the €5, man. That's awesome. Thank you so much, dude. But yeah, for Johnson City. Oh, I just heard a wind gust outside. For Johnson City here, we are not under any tropical storm warning or anything like that right now. However, the winds will still probably be pretty strong, and you could see a good maybe 2 to 4 inches of rainfall out in this region here. So keep an eye on it. A good amount of rainfall is possible, and we could see a little bit of gusty winds, but nothing super excessive. But once again, Kirk, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. What about Spartanburg, South Carolina? Let's see. South Carolina here. Let's see what we got going on for you. So as you know, we did actually have a confirmed tornado in South Carolina here. We still have that warning in place, by the way. That's towards Bluffton. It was confirmed, so heads up to that. Anyways, I got a little sidetracked there. Let's see, Spartanburg, South Carolina. Hold on, Spartanburg, here we go. Okay, so you're under a tropical storm warning, my friend. You're going to be seeing winds sustained of anywhere from 20 to 30 miles an hour, and we're going to be gusting up to right around 55 or so overall, in which the rainfall accumulations actually in your area are going to be pretty high. You're right on the boundary between 4 to 6 inches in that 6 to 8 inch zone, so you're kind of in between the two. You're kind of right here in between the line there. So I would expect at least 4 to 6 inches of rainfall, possibly more. Let's see. Kirk said you're welcome. Once again, dude, thank you. I appreciate that. Will anything happen to Oxford, North Carolina? Let's look. Let's see here. Let's hop on back here. Oxford, North Carolina here. Okay, so you're not under any warnings or anything like that. Yeah, so as of now, probably not going to have too many impacts. I mean, you might get a little bit of rain from it, not a whole lot. So yeah, your impacts are going to be fairly limited. I don't think you're going to see too much out of this. Let's see. Is Peachtree City, Georgia, expecting storm and rain? Let's see here. Peachtree City, Georgia. Here we go. All right, so for you, my friend, you got a tropical storm warning in effect. Your winds are going to be sustained 15 to 25, gust up to 45 here. So more of gusting in the tropical storm force. But yeah, you will be experiencing that. You're going to be on the clean side of the storm more than likely, so that's going to keep you out of a tornado threat.
A new tornado warning
Oh,
has been issued.
we got a new nadir warning. Where is that at? We got one down here in Florida. Is this the one here? Or is that just one of the older polygons here? This is for Alligator Alley. That's the most Florida named road I've ever heard. Near Big Cypress Airfield, wherever that's at. It doesn't look heavily populated. Oh, wait a minute. Now, there's quite a bit of buildings out there. Oh, it's an extension. It's an extension. Let's see. Towards Everkeen Road. towards Montora, I think it is. Yeah, there's definitely some places out here. It's near Montora overall. Paul says, don't forget to leave a like. It would be, yeah, if you guys could do that, it would be much appreciated. Maybe consider subscribing as well. Like I said, to help keep you guys weather updated. One of the most important things you guys can do to help us out is share this. Share this channel with friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, whatever. Put it on your Facebook wall, your Twitter, just anything to help, increase the traffic here, just to help out as many people as possible. We care about you. We want to keep you guys weather aware and prepared here, of course, in which, we've been covering this for days and days and days at this point, and we'll continue to cover it for as long as I can, because, like I mentioned, I'm in Florida too, and there's a real possibility that as this thing is getting closer to us, there is a real possibility that I will be losing power. Therefore, there's a chance I might not be able to cover this thing today because of power outages. I hope not. I hope I don't lose power, because losing power after a hurricane is terrible because it gets so hot and stuff too, but also because I wouldn't be able to cover. So, yeah, unfortunately. But let's just hope my power stays on, man. That's what I wish for. I mean, I'm here in Polk, like I mentioned. Tropical storm conditions, definitely not hurricane conditions, thankfully, but, it'll still be windy out here. Can I do Crawfordville? Where is Crawford? What state is that? Let's see. Oh, guys, it's Category 2. Guys, it just got upgraded to a Cat 2. Crawfordville, Florida. Oh, yes, the new update, the 8 o'clock update, y'all. Crawfordville has a hurricane warning here. 35 to 45 mile per hour winds sustained, gusts up to 65. This is the latest forecast here. It is a Category 2. Let's go and update the credentials here. So she is a Cat 2 with sustained winds of 100 miles an hour. Let's see here. I made sure to make this thing ready. Perfect. All right, there we go. Yep, so she's now sustained at 100 miles an hour. I don't know about the pressure. I didn't see anything on the pressure yet. 960. 960 is the pressure. Let's change that real quickly. 6 millibar drop since last update. There we go. All right, so there's the new update there. She's now officially a Category 2 storm, y'all. Now officially Category 2 storm. Central low 960, sustained at 100 miles an hour. So we'll see the new cone whenever it comes out here eventually. Actually, it's already out. It is already out. Wow, dude. Holy cow. Y'all, look at this. If I can remember what button to push. The wind field, look how massive that tropical storm estimated wind field is. That yellow area, that is the estimated tropical storm force winds on it right now. That is widespread. So they're still ongoing out there towards like Cuba, like western Cuba. And you can see there that the areas along the southwestern coast of Florida is starting to get that activity there. That is, wow. That is a big wind field, dude. And of course, that little red area, that is the estimated hurricane force winds as of now. That is a big storm. I think it's no longer forecast Category 4. Either or, we'll have to see what the new cone, I guess it doesn't really show, does it? It'll either be an upper level Category 3 or a lower Cat 4 at landfall. Even then, the difference in mile an hour wouldn't make a huge difference. It's still going to be a very strong storm regardless. That's what we just need to prepare for. But yeah, it's going to be teeter-tottering between upper Cat 3 and lower Cat 4. So either or, the impact is not that different, whether it being an upper Cat 3 or lower Cat 4. It's just by certain mile an hour winds. But we'll see. Actually, I hear the rain outside. Let me pull up my station, guys. I have a Mesonet. Right now at my station it's 2.41 miles an hour. Let's see. Let's go and refresh my page here. Yeah, it's pressure is down to 1,006 millibars at my station here in Lakeland. Winds are still fairly, not anything crazy. Yeah, it's starting to rain here though. But you can see that rapid decline there in the pressure continuously going down. What's up, Andy? Hello from England. Wow. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. let's see. I don't think it was upgraded to Cat 4. Yeah, I don't see anything on it, but it is. Yeah, there's no marker right at the landfall point. So, it's 115 by 2 p.m. this afternoon, and that's still a good 100, maybe 200 miles off the coast there. So, at that point, it's still a little ways away. And it'll still pick up some strength as we do get closer. Let's see here. Definitely going to see a Cat 3. Yeah, no, it's like I said, it's going to be upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4. Either or wouldn't make a huge difference. Within a couple of miles an hour. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Saw the news this morning. More to Perry. How is Grandage, Florida? Let's see here. Let me pull this up for you. Grand Ridge, Florida. This is not really popping up here for me. Yeah, this really isn't showing any area. Is there another area that's nearby? 54 minutes to Tallahassee west. Is it west of Tallahassee? Well, Tallahassee's going to get hit pretty good. As of now, the forecast for Tallahassee is 35 to 45 sustained with gusts up to 65. It was much higher, actually, earlier. Is that my own station? Is there a branch of weather stations you like Mesonet? I had made my own Mesonet, yes. Which, let me show you an image of it. So this is the station my friend, or the site that my friend made. This is my station.
Tornado warning has been issued.
So this is outside right now logging. We got a new tornado warning. Let's see where that's at. So we have that one tornado warning still for Florida, Everglades area, kind of the northern part, south of Montora. And, this is for, what is that, Georgia? That's right on the boundary between Georgia and South Carolina. For Edgefield, South Carolina, Parksville region, you guys are under a tornado warning. Make sure you're in your shelters out there, y'all. How about Columbus, Georgia? Let's look. Let's see where Columbus, Georgia's going on here. So Columbus, let's see. If I can remember. I don't think I can remember. Oh, there it is right there. Caught my eye there last minute. So Columbus is under a hurricane warning. We are expecting sustained winds of 15 to 25 with gusts up to 45, but there is potential for maybe hurricane force winds. You're going to be on the clean side of the storm, so there's not going to be a tornado threat for you. So you're good. Let's see here. Zip code Marietta 32442. All right. See if that works. Oh, Grand Ridge. Here we go. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you're my friend. You're in a hurricane warning here. Your forecast 20 to 30 sustained with gusts up to 45. And rainfall totals is gonna be about 4 to 6 locally higher amounts overall. So yeah, here's the latest and greatest WPC forecast. So if you guys, this is the expected amount of rainfall. You guys can see in the inches here. If you look on the right hand side, there's your column, and you can just kind of match the colors here. So like Tampa Bay 2 to 4, that has actually gone down a bit, probably because we've already seen some of those outer bands kind of roll through some of the regions here. But yeah, Orlando 1 to 2, not a whole lot. Northeast Florida is not going to see that much rain, but the Big Bend, the point of landfall is going to see probably a good maybe 8 to 12 inches of rainfall. Pretty good amount. Eric says, hey man, doing a great job. What can I expect to hear in Macon, Georgia? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So Macon Bacon, Macon, Georgia. Let's see. Macon, Georgia. You, my friend, you're in a hurricane warning here, which you probably knew. But you're in sustained winds of 35 to 45. So at the peak forecast for the strongest winds, you're at sustained of 35 to 45 with gusts up to 75 miles an hour out there. So let's see here. Mix, thank you so much, dude, for the $2 Canadian. Appreciate that. Saying, should I skip my Orlando vacation for tonight? Honestly, the airports are probably going to close. Because like I said before, they closed for Debbie. Debbie was not nearly as bad of a storm as this one is. The impacts of this one, the rain-wise is going to be lighter than Debbie was because Debbie was kind of slow-moving. This one's quicker. So the rain's not going to be as much, but the winds are going to be stronger out there towards Orlando. There's a lot of things that's already closed in Orlando. I already know that. Honestly, I would postpone it, just to be careful. Because, that flight's probably going to get canceled, let's be real. Any new recon data? Let's look. Let's see what we got with the recon. We haven't checked here in a minute, so let's pull up the aircraft. Oh, yep, so the one sweep that the Hurricane Hunters did, we had 964 as they pierced through the center here. Right now, they're kind of flying southeast. They're going in the bottom corridor of the storm here. Let me look at the data that they've collected here. Unfortunately, there's no SFMR stuff going on that mission. Wow, look at that pressure drop, though. Yeah, the MSLP, mean sea level pressure. You can see that just tanks as they got closer to the core there. And the bottom peak there was, kind of in the lower 960s. The Hurricane Center has it down to 960 millibars right now with that new update that just came through. You're welcome, Mix. No problem, man. Thank you once again. My sister's in Pensacola. I'm freaking out. Hoping it makes east shift. It's terrible either way. Try not to get too worked up, my friend. It'll be fine. We'll get through this. So Pensacola. Oh, you said Pensacola, right? Oh, Pensacola is going to be fine. I thought you were talking about Apalachicola for a second. No, Pensacola is going to be good. There's not even any warnings or anything like that for Pensacola. Matter of fact, that's like the only part of Florida that's not under any tropical warnings or anything like that. So, no, you're good. You're going to notice it be a little windy, though. I mean, it'll get a little gusty out there, but impact-wise, you're good. Yeah, there's not going to be anything super wild going on out there. So try not to worry yourself over it. There's no active tropical storm warnings or hurricane warnings out there. As far as they go is Santa Rosa Beach. That's as far as those tropical storm warnings actually end up going. Is it mirrors the storm jogging east? Well, there was still not really visible on radar yet. I mean, it is like the core is barely visible. Let me look at the frame here. Go ahead and load that last 7. Actually, we'll load the last 21 frames here to kind of look at the radar. Let's see. Yeah, like I said, it's a little hard to tell. No, it looks like it's staying on track. Honestly, it does. Let's see. Oh good, I don't anticipate it making a west shift at all. No, the cone is pretty tight at this point, because the models have heavily agreed on where this thing's gonna go. You're gonna be good, my friend. You're gonna be good. Plus, you're out in the region where there'd be no tornado threat or anything like that. So, no need to worry, my friend. You'll be fine. It just might get a little windy, but other than that, you're not under any warnings or anything like that up in Pensacola. Yeah, like I mentioned, most of the entire state of Florida is under at least a tropical storm warning. And of course, Pensacola, which is your area, feels special for this because you're the only area that's not really in a warning in Florida. So that's good. That's good. You're welcome. No problem. From the last few from Helene's moving more towards the east direction. It'll never be a linear track, guys. It'll never be perfectly straight. These systems are going to wobble. They're going to wobble east and west. They're never going to be a straight path. It's never linear. And in most cases it's not. And in this case, certainly not. Did I see John becoming a hurricane? I did see that. I got the alert. That thing was a wild storm, John. Goodness. Let's see here. What about Lake County, Florida? Let's see here. Lake County, Florida. All right, so you, my friend, you're in a tropical storm warning here. Let's see. So you're going to see sustained winds of 25 to 35, gusts up to 55 miles an hour. Yeah, so it's 100 sustained with gusts up. 100 sustained, gusting higher, and the central low is down to 960 millibars right now. Yeah, she just became a Cat 2 not long ago. Yeah, and like I said, the core is starting to become visible on the Key West radar. It's completely west of Key West right now, or the Keys here. We're gusting up to 115 according to the latest update here. And then by this afternoon, she'll be 15 mile an hour stronger, gusting up to 140. So yeah, we're on track here. When's the next plane going in? I don't know. I don't know when the next one's at. But we do have one plane in there right now, which we'll keep an eye out there for. Do I see John becoming? Did I see John becoming a hurricane again? I didn't really pay attention to much of that storm, to be honest with you. All of my eyes have been on Helene here for U.S. impacts. John has been a storm for Mexico. But I did see it. I did see it where it got upgraded, yes. But yeah, let's go and hop back over here, guys. We're going to hop up to the graphics again for y'all. Once again, this is the latest rainfall map. If you guys want to follow along, it's on the right-hand side, the little key here for you guys. So once again, we're going to see a good amount of rainfall out there towards like western North Carolina overall.
A new tornado warning
definitely going to feel it.
Issued.
Oh. Yeah, we're starting to get some more tornado warnings up here through Florida. That's an extension going up towards Clewiston, Montura. Let's see here. Just started watching your channel today. Your Weatherman Rockstar. Great job. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate it. Yeah, but like I said, guys, this is the latest regarding the expected rainfall here overall. And whenever it comes to surges, like I said, we're expecting a good 15 to 20 foot out there towards the landfall place. So there's certainly going to be some pretty nasty surging going on here. Am I getting a band? The rain is picking up outside here. I'm here in Lakeland. We got a little bit of rain going on. Nothing too big. We do got a band coming in, though, to Florida. That's what's bringing in those tornado warnings and stuff, too. Will the storm affect the seas on the Atlantic side? Yes, it will. The wind field of the storm is actually quite massive, so there will be some effects on the eastern side. Here, let me show you. Let me bring up the GFS here. Here, let's hop over to that view. Time's in the top right, guys, by the way. So if I hop over here and we take a look at the lower dynamics in our winds here, you can actually see as we do get closer, those impacts are going to start to pile up along the northeastern side of Florida and like coastal Georgia as well. So yeah, no, we're definitely going to start to feel a little bit of swelling, some strong winds along the Atlantic side as well. And like we mentioned, we're actually going to have some surging out there as well. Let's see here. Go ahead and bring up our NHC here again. But the latest forecast is 1 to 3 foot. 1 to 3 foot of storm surge out here. Peak surge, yeah, you can see 1 to 3 foot. So that includes like coastal South Carolina, towards Hilton Head Island, some of those regions, Savannah, Georgia, going up there towards like northeastern Florida side here. 1 to 3 foot of storm surge, which that will be, towards like the Jacksonville Beach area as well. Also a large eye clearing out. Yeah, it's oh, wow. Yeah, it looks a lot better. I actually haven't looked at that here in a few minutes. Wow. Yeah, look at that. There's a bit of clearing going on. We're getting an eye here now. We're getting an eye here. She's doing it. Yeah, that northern part, we're really convecting heavy right now. A little bit of drier air on the western side, but that's not going to do much. That's just the storm trying to pull an eye here. We do got those outer bands, like I mentioned, going inland towards Florida. But the worst is still far yet to come. Any idea what it's going to be like for surfing conditions? I would not recommend going surfing in this, my friend, because there's going to be rip currents. which could easily pull you out. If you're a surfer, you know about rip currents. I wouldn't advise it personally. Yeah, I would definitely not advise surfing out in this. I know it might be tempting, but remember, there's all kinds of problems with that. You're welcome. No problem, man. Do I think it'll have time to strengthen? Seems like it might make it to Cat 4. No, I mean, it's strengthening quickly, man. I mean, we're 30 mile an hour short from a Category 4. So we have, a good little distance between here and here to strengthen 30 miles an hour. And given the environment that we're in right now, that's that. There still is a good amount of, and how fast it's been strengthening too lately. I think it's on track. Let's see here. Cold front on Louisiana's coast. Any chances it pulls through and slides it east? So we do have that Fujiwara effect going on here. So basically we have that non-tropical low positioning over the Midwest, which is going to kind of launch the storm to the northeast. We'll see how that goes. I mean, like I mentioned, at this point in time, the track is fairly well known. The track is, at this point, very, very well known. Let's see. So we do got we have a tornado warning up here for areas north of Augusta, South Carolina here. This is out there for Edgefield, by the way. Remember, if you guys are out there, be in your shelters. Then, of course, South Florida, out there towards Montura, we have another tornado warning in effect here. What's up, Sean? Hope you're doing good, man. Let's see. I'm about 15 miles east of Crystal River. Hoping it's not too bad here. Let's see. Where is that? In Hernando? Was that Florida? Here, let's look that up. Or is that Mississippi? It might be Florida, actually. We got a tropical storm warning out here. 25, 35 sustained, gusting up to 45 out there. Let's see. Hi, Andrew. It sure looks like a good day to go scuba diving in the Caribbean. Oh, absolutely. I would not advise it. But hope you're doing good, man. By the way, everybody, if you have not already, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated, my friends. And like I said, if you guys could share this, it'd be much appreciated. Just, to help get the word out there. We're trying to help as many people as we can. Today is going to be a pretty nasty day. Let's see here. Let's see if she's, explosive intensification incoming. I mean, she's definitely going to continue to intensify throughout the day. And, once again, at the point of landfall, we're going to be upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4. And like I said, either or, even if it's an upper Cat 3 or a lower Cat 4, the impacts are not going to be that much different from a upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4. So, that would only be off by a couple miles an hour, because right now it's on the teeter-totter between that Category 3, between that Category 4 realm. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Let's see. Where do all the sharks go? They usually stay underwater. Now, this doesn't really, from what I know, it doesn't really affect the ocean life underneath. I mean, obviously the waves get rough up there, but for the sharks, they're further down. So I really don't think this does too much for them. Let's see. Hope for a restful day here in Wilmington. Yeah, hopefully you get a restful day there, tabletop, man. Like I mentioned, it's not going to be as bad for you. Not going to be as bad for you. Say some of these other areas like Florida and then Georgia. Like I mentioned, these areas, these are all tropical storm warnings out here. Hurricane warnings here in the pink. Tropical storm warnings here in the yellow overall. Let's see. Do I need a mod? No, we're good. I'm a one-man team right now, y'all. We got it. Just behave. Is it near Tampa right now? Not quite. Not quite. It's still southwest. It's just off. So if you go from the Keys and you go directly left, you'll run into the core. Yeah, Tampa's up here. So It'll be closer to Tampa this afternoon. It'll be at its closest point this afternoon in Tampa. Let's see here. Sharknado. Yeah. Sure. But yeah, there you go, y'all. You can see one of those bands really starting to come in here now. We're going to hop back up here to the upper portion. How are we looking in Green Cove Springs? Let me pull it up here real quickly. Yeah, this is the latest surge, y'all. Green Cove Springs, Florida. Okay, so you, my friend, you're in a tropical storm warning. Sustained winds of 30 to 40 with gusts up to 55 out here. So pretty much what it's been. But yeah, tropical storm conditions. You're not on the coast, which is good. So, you're not going to have those coastal impacts or anything like that going on, which is a good thing. But like I mentioned, maybe an inch or two of rainfall. Not a whole lot. Any detailed surge maps? We got this map, which this one just shows like surge warnings. It's somewhat more detailed, but this is the best one we got right here. This one's from the Hurricane Center website. So, but yeah, no, that area is under a tropical storm warning. So tropical storm conditions. What about Marietta, Florida? Let me go ahead and pull this up here for you. Okay, so you, my friend, are under a hurricane warning. Marietta, Florida could see sustained winds of 20 to 30 at peak with gusts up to 45. Potential for hurricane conditions. Out there. So that is a possibility. Let's see. Do I have the updated spaghetti models? I do. Here, I'll show you this. Like I said, they're relatively tight together now. Because the models have come to a pretty fair agreement on what to expect here. But yeah, out there towards the western Big Bend, towards the eastern Panhandle, that's kind of where we're expecting that. Tabletop. He has a name, man. It's Jim Cantori. He's a big meme here in Florida. Yeah, you know it's going down the drain, man, when you have Jim Cantori out there. That's just just one of those Florida memes, man. But yeah, no, all the like I said, it's pretty much tightened at this point, so we have an idea what we can expect. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a break here for a few minutes. Like I said, we've been live here for over 2 hours. I just need a breather for maybe 5 or 10 minutes or so. So we'll be back here soon. I'm gonna leave up this. Actually, we're gonna leave up this page for you guys temporarily. But we will be back here in about 5 or 10 minutes or so. Okay. I just need a break. If you guys haven't already, consider leaving a like. This would be a good time to share. Grab yourself a snack or whatever. And all right, y'all. We'll be back here in 5 or 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna go and turn off my camera. We'll be back here momentarily. Y'all take care. Be careful out there if I don't see you. And like I said, we'll be back here very soon. All right, y'all take care. See y'all in a minute.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Alrighty, guys. We're back here, y'all. Had to take a small little breather. We're back and ready to go. Anyways, but yeah, so she is starting to get an eye now, as you can tell. Got a little bit of clearing starting to pop up out through here. So she is starting to look a lot better. Like I said, if you guys are just tuning in here, we are sustained at 100 miles an hour right now. We are, obviously gusting a little bit higher here. Central low is down to 960 millibars currently. But she is indeed starting to pick up in activity. But what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everyone's doing good. We're going to go ahead and hop over back here to the main view here. Wait, is it 961 now? I mean, latest, the hurricane hunters actually just went through the core again. They went down, around, yeah, now they're going back up. So they probably just did another drop sonde out there, or they did. Let's see what data they got. They don't have any surface winds or anything like that going on here, but the pressure, wow, that thing's dropping quick. Yeah, pressure's definitely in the lower 960s at this point. Let's see, it's raining hard in Tampa right now. Yeah, we're getting some pretty good bands out there towards the Tampa area. See one of the bands coming through. We actually do have a tornado warning extension going into Moorhaven now. Moorhaven, Florida. So keep an eye out there for that, y'all. We got 16 more minutes left on that warning. But yeah, one of the bands is starting to work up. It's actually heading towards me, actually, matter of fact. So hopefully that doesn't do too much. Let's see. Yeah, definitely got some rain going up here towards that landfall site, but conditions are still fairly calm. Yeah, so we'll definitely be looking out for that. You think it's going to shift a little east, but still be big in landfall? We'll see. I mean, like I mentioned, the models at this point, and the cone here has this thing pretty much dialed in. I think we have a pretty good understanding of where the thing's going to be making landfall. It'll be somewhere along this side, near like Apalachicola, or maybe slightly east out there towards like Crawfordville, near that region. But we'll see. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that they think it might be going a little bit to the east here. Yeah, we'll see. Like I mentioned, though, these storms are never going to be perfectly linear in terms of their track. So you're gonna have wobbles. The storm is going to wobble a bit in some stances. But anyways, but let's go and hop over back here to the graphics, my friends. Here's the latest storm surge for everybody. Latest update here on storm surge. So we are seeing, like I said, at the landfall point, a good 15 to 20 foot of storm surge out there. So the water level is going to be 15 to 20 foot above sea level. Okay, so just know that out there by Tampa Bay, 5 to 8 foot of storm surge expected. Which, like I said, that's a lot. That's a lot for the Tampa Bay area, which that would certainly still cause a bit of a problem for my folks out there in the Tampa Bay. So definitely be careful out there, my friends. Once again, 5 to 8 foot of storm surge is certainly no joke. And for the folks out there, we have those ports out there. Some of those coastal properties, those are going to be flooded, unfortunately. So I hope you guys have prepared for it, and all that stuff in Tampa Bay. Like I mentioned, we're getting closer to the point, of some heavier impacts. If we hop over here to the wind, the current wind field of the storm here, that yellow bubble you see there, that is the estimated tropical storm force winds as of right now. So you can see areas like southwestern Florida, coast is already starting to experience, or estimated to start already experiencing tropical storm force winds. Of course, like the dry Tortugas, as well as out there towards like the towards the Keys as well. Good morning from Southern California. Got family in Florida. Thanks for being live. Now covered this. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. For some reason, I thought you said at one point you lived in Oldham County. I did. I moved to Florida about a year ago. I have family that lives down here, and plus my girlfriend lives down here too, and I wanted to be closer to them for one. But yeah, I did live in Oldham County up in Kentucky. Let's see. I'm by Crystal River. This is going to be interesting. See how east it goes. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't go east. I'm literally one counter over from a hurricane watch. I think, is there still hurricane watches in effect? There is. So for Tampa Bay, they have a hurricane watch. Yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Still possible for Cat 4 range out of time. Yeah, we're going to be upper Cat 3 or lower Cat 4 at landfall, like I mentioned, because, we're kind of on the teeter-totter between upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4, either or. It would be, not much of a big difference determining on that. We're going off of wind speed rather than category, because we're at upper level Cat 3, lower Cat 4 at landfall, which is only going to be a matter of a certain, small threshold of winds. Regardless, it's going to be a heavily impactful storm, regardless. And, 15 to 20 foot of storm surge is certainly no joke. And that's going to be one of the most impactful problems with the storm here. That's the worst part for these systems is the storm surge, which not everybody feels storm surge. Plus the winds will be, quite strong as well. Let's hop over here back to the rainfall projections here. So this is the latest and greatest on that. From the Weather Prediction Center here, we are still expecting most of the rain to occur up there towards actually western North Carolina. Potentially some of those local amounts going up to or above 16 inches. We're talking mostly 12 to 16 inches, locally higher being possible, which could be a big problem for some of those low-lying areas and the valleys. All that water's going to rush into the valleys there of the mountain ranges of the Appalachians, and which that could definitely pond up and really cause a massive flooding threat up for some of those regions there. Now for the landfall area, we're going to be roughly around 6 to 8 locally, 8 to 12 in some of those regions, near Lake Apalachicola, and some of the areas near the landfall point. That is how much rain we are expecting out there. Now the main peninsula of Florida, as you can tell, not expecting a whole lot on the eastern side. Orlando maybe picking up an inch or two. Northeastern Florida actually really not looking like a whole lot.
Tornado warning has been issued.
Overall, we got a new tornado warning. We'll get to that here, and wherever that pops up, we'll look at it. But yeah, so that is that. Let's see where that tornado warning's at. So we do have the one still. Got that one tornado warning down here, down towards Okeechobee. Is that the name of it? Okeechobee. Towards Moorhaven. That's where we do have that tornado warning in effect here for the next 10 minutes. But that new one, we did have a confirmed tornado in southern South Carolina a bit ago. Let's see, where's that new one at? Okay, when that new tornado, actually I think that's north. Yep, there it is. Just popped up here. New tornado warning to the north. This looks like just rural area. Doesn't really look like there's a lot here. Yeah, maybe a couple houses. There's really no town name here, though. Let's see what this shows. For north central Glades County in southern Florida. Radar indicator rotation, mainly over rural areas there of north central Glades County. I wasn't sure, but the storm looked like it was turning a little bit more, but it may just be a wobble. It like I said, it will wobble. I said that from the beginning, of tracking this thing due to that Fujiwara effect we have going on here with that non-tropical low. That's going to allow the storm to probably wobble quite a bit and not be a straight shot. Everybody expects it to just be a complete straight shot. No, these things love to wobble. They love to move around. They love to kind of navigate their way through. But the general area is still known, by the forces we got going on. With that secondary non-tropical low, like I mentioned, over the Midwest, allowing for the storm to kind of shoot its way up to the north and pull to the northwest at some point. It's not going to be linear. It's not going to be linear. There's going to be some wobbles. It's going to wobble east. It's going to wobble west. It's never going to be perfectly straight. Let's see here. Roby says, I came liked, now I'm going back to bed. That's a mood, Roby. That's a mood, Roby. Well, obviously, thank you for joining. Appreciate your support. And have a good sleep. Yeah. Helene's looking somewhat like Hurricane Michael. Michael was more west, I think. Was it Michael towards like Panama City? I think. Yeah, I wouldn't compare this to Michael, honestly. Even the strength. I mean, Michael was a Cat 5. This storm is going to be either an upper level Cat 3 or a lower in Cat 4. Once again, we're right on the teeter-totter between this thing being upper Cat 3 or lower Cat 4. When will it make landfall? Sometime this evening. I'd say anywhere from 8 to 11 p.m. roughly. We don't know the exact minute or the exact hour for sure because some of the models have it hitting later than others. But as of now, it looks like anywhere from 8 to 11 p.m. Let's see here. But yeah, so it'll be sometime later this evening is the landfall point here overall. Once again, anybody here in Tallahassee, anybody in the chat here in Tallahassee, once again, you guys are going to get hit pretty good. We do have hurricane warnings in effect here. The forecast looks a little bit better for you guys. We are talking 35 to 45 sustained at max with gusts up to 65. We still got that hurricane warning, so there is still potential for hurricane force winds. If this thing makes landfall towards like Apalachicola, that wind will be a lot heavier. Now, if it makes landfall like just kind of east of Tallahassee, the wind will be a lot later. Because you got to remember, the right-hand side of these storms has the strongest winds. Also, the tornadic threat is on the eastern side because that's where, that's where you have the instability, and the wind shear and stuff like that as well. That's where the heaviest of that is located. Any cameras? Yeah, I do. We'll have those up later for you guys. Right now, there's not a whole lot going on in this region here, but we will have cameras for you guys later today. I actually have a storm chaser out there too. We'll likely have him as out there. He's out by Perry. Last time I heard from him, he's somewhere up there near Perry. He's along the coast though, so we'll have a storm chaser later, more than likely, as well as some live cameras for you guys. So we'll be covering this evening. If I still have power. Remember, I'm in Florida too, so I'm in Polk County. I'm in Polk County here, but I still have a threat for power outages here. So, yeah, let's hope not. Hopefully, I don't lose power, but just remember that certainly is a possibility. So if you don't see any coverage this evening, it's because my power went out and I have no backup generators or anything like that. So I'll be screwed if we run out of power. What's it looking like for Newton County, Georgia? Let's see here. Newton County, Georgia. Let's see here. All right, so for you, my friend, you got a tropical storm warning in effect here. So current wind forecast has you sustained at 20 to 30. We're going to be gusting up to right around 55 or so. That's the expectancy there. Now we do have ourselves a little chance for tornadoes. More than likely that core, yeah, the core will likely pass near you, if not to the west, which might put you in a little bit of a tornado threat later on tomorrow. Late this evening and into this late this evening and into tomorrow. We'll put you into that. Also, oh yeah, I forgot to also mention rainfall. Rainfall up there is going to be a good 4 to 6. Now we could localize, maybe 6 to 8. I don't know if you guys remember yesterday's forecast, the WPC Weather Prediction Center. We had a total of 8 to 12 inches expected. Now we have dropped that now to 4 to 6. So totals have gone down for Atlanta dramatically since the last update, which is good. That also could be because part of the rain has already fallen, because we do have some rain up in some of those regions, as you can tell right now. There's already a little bit of rain up here. Same thing a lot out there towards the landfall place. We do got a little bit of rainfall. Let's see here, towards like central. Yeah, we got a big band coming through Florida now. That's actually getting ready to enter my county here in Polk. So I'm going to be getting it soon. I'm curious to see. I'm logging this thing, man. We're ready. I'm ready to go. Let's see here. How am I doing? I'm doing good, man. Hope you're doing good yourself. Hope you're doing good. Once again, everybody, if you could do me a favor, please consider sharing this as much as possible. YouTube only goes so far with, the algorithm. If you guys could help us out, please, by sharing this, put it on your Facebook wall, your Twitter wall, whatever you guys can do to help, or just share it to individual people if you wanted to. That way we can continue to help out as many people as possible. It would be greatly appreciated. And leave a like, subscribe. That way it helps boost our algorithm here too. It'd be much appreciated, y'all. Like I said, we're here for you. We're going to help y'all out through this thing. If you guys are just tuning in, good morning to you. And like I said, please be careful. Please be safe out there. We're going to be here for you. And once again, thanks for joining. But yeah, so right now, like I mentioned, the latest surge forecast, we are talking 15 to 20 foot out there by the landfall point. So we are expecting a lot of water to be rolling its way inland. So 15 to 20 foot above sea level, that water is going to be pushing inland, which, for those coastal areas, that is a huge, huge problem. I hope you guys have evacuated if you are in those regions, because, yeah, that water level is going to be pretty high. What's up, MP? Good morning to you. Let's see, the storm's still jumping west and east. It's relatively known at this point where we're gonna make landfall. Here, if we hop over here to our let's see, our latest models here. Current storm, we'll go to our spaghetti models. You can see that the track is pretty much known at this point here. There's obviously a little bit of spacing still, but that's basically where the cone is. So obviously it really does seem like the landfall is known at this point. It's going to be somewhere in the eastern panhandle, kind of the western Big Bend area here. This is the Big Bend here, kind of on the western end of the Big Bend here. But yeah, so that, like I said, we've basically kind of already narrowed down where this thing is going to do that. Let's see. How far do I expect surges to go inland in Tampa? Depends on localized geography. Obviously, if you are above that 5 to 8 foot margin, so say you're above that, then you shouldn't directly have that surge. However, like we mentioned, Tampa Bay here, we are seeing a good 5 to 8 foot worth of storm surge. So if you're at sea level, then that water is going to go above you by 5 to 8 foot. Say you're 8 foot in elevation, that would be right up to you. So keep that in mind. Try to find out locally what your elevation is. But yeah, those coastal areas will definitely be feeling it. What's up, Davis? Hope you're doing good. Good morning, Catloaf. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Let's see here. Let's go and take a look back at the satellite view. We'll go and see what she's doing right now. So that's Helene. Yeah, look at it. We got an eye now, y'all. She officially has an eye. It's not really symmetrical yet, but we got an eye here. We got a lot of convection on that north side, kind of limiting some convection on the southwest side. But
a new tornado warning
it's all good.
Has been issued.
Got a new nadir warning. We'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, no, it's some of those bands you can see are already starting to go into Florida here. We do got some convection up to the north as well. But we do got an eye now at this point. It is like I said, once again, it's not symmetrical. It has a long way of going before it kind of gets symmetrical. That eye will become symmetrical once we get closer towards Florida, more than likely. But that's it. That's her right now. You know, quite a good sized storm. Quite a good sized storm. How much stronger do I think Helene will get? Like I said, we're gonna be upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4 at landfall. So, good morning, Divas. Hope you're doing good. Does that mean rapid intensification? It does have potential to rapidly intensify, yes. You know, right now, like I said, we're sustained at 100, gusting to right around 115 or so. And we are expecting the storm to be right around 130-ish around landfall. Either 125 to 130 sustained at landfall, which 125 would put it upper Cat 3, 130 would put it in lower Cat 4. So that's what I'm saying. You know, the margin's not that far off. I mean, it's going to be teeter-tottering right now. That's what the forecast has been doing, you know, kind of teeter-tottering between upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4 strength there overall. You're welcome, James. No problem, man. What's up, Lost Now Found? Hello. What's causing the jog left after it reaches Kentucky and West Virginia? We got something called the Fujiwara effect going on here, which is basically a non-tropical low that's positioning over the areas of like Arkansas. So whenever two low pressure systems get to each other, they dance. They kind of revolve around each other. So basically, we have the system. So we have Helene here. Let's hop over here. We have Helene here. That's going to be up here towards these regions. And then we have that non-tropical low. So they're going to be kind of dancing around each other, which is going to kind of steer that storm to the northwest. Port St. Lucie, Florida tornado warning. Yes, indeed, we do. That's what that tornado warning is for. Let's look at that real quickly. My program's a little slow this morning. Port St. Lucie, White City, you guys are under a tornado warning here. 12 minutes to go. Let's see here. Let me see if I can. Maybe the Melbourne radar will be the best one to look at here. Yeah, so your rotation's right out there. Ooh, yeah, that's in some pretty densely areas here. Yeah, so Port St. Lucie, White City, you guys need to be in your shelter right now. Let's see. How long until landfall? Landfall is going to be anywhere from 8 to 11 p.m. likely tonight. So somewhere between that region. Do I think Arkansas will get tornadoes Friday? Arkansas will not get tornadoes Friday, no. At least I don't. Not from this system anyways. Yeah, no. Actually, a matter of fact, yeah, no tornadoes for Arkansas. Those are going to stay on the eastern side of Helene. We have that non-tropical low that's, you know, causing that Fujiwara effect and causing that storm to kind of arc to the northwest. New tornado watch in effect for South Carolina, some of Georgia. Really? Let's pull it up here. You're right. Yep, there is. Actually, let's do SPC here. There you go. There's a new one in effect here. For central, southern South Carolina and eastern Georgia. Got a tornado watch in effect. Remember, tornado watch means that tornadoes, the environment is capable of producing tornadoes. A tornado warning means that there is a storm that is either producing or is expected to produce a tornado. But yeah, so that's a new watch in effect for eastern Georgia and South Carolina. We still got the one in effect for Florida there too, the big one for the peninsula. So Peninsula Florida is under a tornado watch right now. Let's see, a drought buster, is it going to finally hit Western Kentucky? Yes. Yes, there will be some rain in Western Kentucky. Actually, a pretty good amount of it. Here, let's hop over here. So here in the yellow for Western Kentucky, we are expecting a good 4 to 6 inches maybe, rainfall out there. That's a pretty good amount of rain. Pretty good amount of rain out there. So that is a possibility. Let's see here. Jack! Dude, my man Jack just come through with a $5 Venmo donation saying, thank you so much, Andrew, for your coverage. I really appreciate all that you do for us. Dude, seriously, thank you for that, man. That is very, very sweet. Jack, thank you so much, man, for the 5. That is really, really sweet of you. I deeply appreciate that. Helps us out a lot, man. You know, helps keep our programs up and running. Keeps Andrew up and running. So thank you. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Seriously, y'all don't have to do that. But anyways, but yeah. So like I mentioned, you know, these areas here in this this kind of pinkish color, this hot pink color. This is, like I said, these are the hurricane warnings. So they go all the way up into central Georgia here. So keep that in mind. So central Georgia, southern Georgia, we do have that. You know, we do have that hurricane warning area. Also including the Big Bend, like we mentioned before here. Also, you know, portions of the eastern panhandle of Florida. We do have hurricane warnings in effect. Then, of course, you know, the yellow here, these are all tropical storm warnings, like most of the entire state of Florida, excluding, like, Pensacola, Crestview area. We are all in tropical storm warnings. The entire state of South Carolina at this point is under tropical storm warnings and stuff like that. So, yeah, so those are all where those tropical storm conditions are going to be felt. Now, the biggest tornado threat, remember, the biggest tornado threat here is going to be in the eastern side of Georgia and in southern South Carolina. Okay, so eastern side of Georgia, southern South Carolina over there overall. Let's see here. MP, dude, thank you so much, man, for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Thank you, dude. That's really sweet of you saying, keep up the good work, Andrew. Thanks for all you do. You are very welcome, my friend. Thank you. Seriously. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot to me, man. That is really, really sweet of you. Big shout out goes to you, MP. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. That is very, very sweet of you guys. Y'all do not have to do that. Another recon's taken off. Are they? Let me look and see. We got a new mission. We do. Yep, they are. Where are they taking off from? Is that Louisiana or I don't know. What is that KDIX? That's like, I'm not sure where that's at, but they're taking off from somewhere. But yeah, we do got a new mission. That's good. But we do have a still a current active mission. Oh, wrong screen. Let's hop over to this page here. Yep, so there's your new mission taken off there. Then we have these guys that are still in the storm here. They just pierced the core for the second time. They're now up in the northern part of the storm. And they're probably going to turn to the west and then come back down, maybe. It's usually what they do. They like to make those patterns. Yeah, our pressure got down basically the same as the last scan. Lower 960 millibar range. Helene is so wide and huge that still east of Key West, but tornado warnings clouds have already started affecting the Carolinas area. Yeah, it is a big storm. You know, it is a pretty good sized storm overall. It's definitely not a small one. That's for sure. Here, let's hop over to the satellite again for y'all. So there's the storm right now. Once again, she got an 9 at this point. She has an eye. Which, yeah, you can see that there has been some clearing going on in that storm. Let's see. Are we going to get a lot of rain from the storm in Michigan? Nah, the rainfall is going to be south of Michigan. You're not going to get any impacts from the storm here. You're way too far up into the north. But there she is, man. So yeah, you can see that little clearing going on there. Plus, like I mentioned, the outer bands starting to go into Florida. If we pull up our radar, like the Tampa radar here that we got going on. Once again, I need to upgrade my RAM or something here. My computer's being super slow lately. Anyways, but yeah, you can see there's that that band coming through. That's actually about to hit me. I'm in Lakeland. This is about to hit us. Hopefully it doesn't do anything to our power. Let me pull up our station here. I have my own weather station. Right now the winds are fairly weak. Our pressure's kind of bottomed out a little bit here. Yeah, winds ain't anything greater than 5 miles an hour here right now, where I'm at. But we do have that big band. We got to watch out for tornadoes on it too. We do have a tornado warning for Port St. Lucie, so keep an eye out there for that. Once again, y'all, which did include White City. Still includes portion of the western side of White City, so make sure you guys are in your shelter. Is this still supposed to be Cat 4? It's going to be upper Cat 4, or sorry, upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4 at landfall. It's been kind of teeter-tottering last few updates. We're getting there. It's going to be, you know, either or. Like I said, it's about a 5 mile an hour difference, which isn't going to be anything like super, you know, super much of a difference. How many hours until it hits Tampa? So the worst effects of Tampa is going to be felt kind of during the evening and the afternoon and evening. So, you know, as we approach the afternoon hours, it'll be parallel to Tampa here, or on the same latitude, I should say. So yeah, it'll definitely be the strongest around the afternoon, evening, mostly the evening for us. And once again, Tampa is going to be seeing a good 5 to 8 foot of storm surge. We'll pull that up for you guys. This is the latest projection with the storm surge here. You know, once again, Tampa Bay, 5 to 8 foot. Out there where the landfall is going to be at, that's a good, you know, 15 to, 20 foot storm surge out there overall. Do I think they'll shut Disney down? I think they already did, if I'm not mistaken. What about Spring Hill, Florida? Let me look. Spring Hill, Florida. I'm just going to bring this up for y'all. All right, so you, my friend, you're under a tropical storm warning. Tropical storm warning. Sustained winds. So at the peak wind forecast, you're at around 25 to 35 sustained. You're going to be gusting up to right around 45 miles an hour or so. So, yeah, definitely a little gusty out there. Now, the rainfall projections has you in about 2 to 4 inches of rain. So, yeah, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall. But yeah, no, I could be wrong on that, Kendall. I do believe though that they have already closed Disney, but you know, could be wrong on that. Oh, they took off from Mississippi. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that, man. Partly cloudy here in Miami. Sun is shining. Gotcha. Yeah, Miami's going to be getting some gusty winds. We do have tropical storm warnings in effect for Miami here. 20 to 30 sustained with gusts up to 45, so it'll get a little windy out here. Not a lot of rain though for Miami though, believe it or not. I mean, you'll get a little bit, but not a whole lot. Actually, we're not expecting anything greater than 2 inches out there. I mean, that 1 to 2 inch margin is north of Miami, as you can see there. Miami's kind of been one of the areas where we're not expecting a lot of rain really. Most of the rain here is going to be up there towards like western North Carolina. Heavy rain starting in 10 minutes, possibly stopping within the next 2 hours. Nice. That is that band that's getting ready to hit me. I'm getting ready to get one of the outer bands here, y'all. Here in Lakeland. Plant City's dark and rainy. Yeah.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Yeah, you're not far from me. Yeah, it's that band, that outer band I just talked about. Starting to get it. Where is that tornado warning at? Here, let's hop on back over here. Oh, that's for, I think that might be an extension, right? For the storm near Port St. Lucie. Let's see here. Kind of just on the western sides of like Lakewood Park. Western sides of Cortez Estates. Western side of White City. That's kind of where that's at. But yeah, we'll definitely be watching out for that. We do got a marine warning in effect for Lake Okeechobee. 15 minutes to go here. What about Fort Walton Beach? Fort Walton Beach here. Let's see. Okay, so you guys are not even under a tropical storm warning. You're going to get a little windy. You're going to notice some winds, but the storm is going to be, fairly light for you. It's not going to be that, it's not going to be super crazy for you. Let's see here. So here's the latest satellite, people. Like I said, you can see the eye starting to come into view here. Definitely some really strong convection on that northern side. When will it hit northern Florida? So landfall is going to be, like I said, anywhere from 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern time. So anywhere from 8 to 11 is the landfall expectancy. So, somewhere around that time. But I mean, we're going to start feeling the storm this afternoon across some of those regions there. Heaviest effects are going to be during the evening of today. What's it expected to be now? It's going to be an upper Cat 3, lower Cat 4 at landfall. Anywhere from 125 to 130 sustained at landfall. Likely gusting up to right around 160. So we're going to be gusting pretty high. What time is it now in Florida? It is 8:47 Eastern time, a.m. So by the time we do kind of make landfall and we dig our way inland towards Georgia, as we approach like Albany, that's where the core could go. We're still going to be a pretty strong hurricane, or pretty strong Cat 1, I should say. We're going to be sustained around 85. Likely gusting near 110 still at that point, as we're going up towards Albany, in which that'll be for the morning of tomorrow. The eye has gotten it together, so start strengthening now. Yeah, I mean, it's been strengthening, but yeah, it's going to pick up some more. I've been through a lot of storms in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. Some of the best fishing before they hit. Really? When's the next NHC update? 11? 11, I think? I could be wrong on that. I want to say 11 a.m. because we had the last one at 8 o'clock. So, yeah, it'll be 11, roughly. All right, yeah, they usually do it like probably 10 minutes before. I'll be on the road today keeping the gas station open, Bartow, at the moment. Gotcha. Be careful, man. Careful. Look at the eye on visible satellite. All right. Yeah, let's pull up visible sat here. We're gonna pull up Helene. Oh shoot. Oh yeah. Starting to. You can see the little clearing right there. Plus, you can see those bubbling tops there. Those are those overshooting tops from those main bands of convection. Wow. Yeah, it's starting to look pretty good. What about Memphis? Memphis is now the winds aren't going to be anything like super. Here, let's hop back over here. The winds ain't going to be super crazy for like Memphis, but there's going to be a bit of rainfall, maybe about 2 to 4 inches of rain out there. Could be possible. So, pretty decent amount of rainfall could be possible for some of those regions there. But yeah, the winds at that point is going to be fairly weak. By the way, guys, we are 2 subscribers away from reaching 28,000. If you guys could subscribe for me, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you guys, seriously, for your support. You guys are amazing. Appreciate it. Is it expected to be a tropical storm all the way up in Tennessee? So it is going to remain a tropical storm. Yeah, potentially until we reach up towards Tennessee, yes. Then it'll go to post-tropical at that point. But absolutely. It'll definitely still be pretty strong. I mean, by the time we get up there, we're still likely going to be gusting up towards like 60 miles an hour, sustained nearly 35. But at that point, she'll be post-tropical. Good morning, weather's crazy. Hope you're doing good, my friend. Let's see here. Let's see. No disrespect, a reliable big name source just showed real time. The storm is now trending east of the track. NHC models are broken. Nah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. They're not quote unquote broken. No, like I said, the cone is there to show, you know, the error margin and where the center of the storm could go. Let's see here. We're going to bring up our cone again for you. The latest update. See, if the NHC thought otherwise, they would have that cone further east, but they don't. That's for that, for one. Yeah, the cone's narrow, showing that there's you know, a good amount of agreement here with the landfall. As far west as Apalachicola and as far east out there towards like Perry's coast. So that's the area of landfall. No, it's not gonna be moving to the east out here. Okay, it's not forecasted to. There's really no models that suggest that even as well. You know, ensembles included. Let's see here. We've got a subtropical low forming just off in Australia. Apparently really bad weather at the moment. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on too much out there. I don't really pay attention that much for those regions, but be careful, man. I don't know if it'll turn into anything. What about Dothan? So yeah, Dothan's actually increased. Yesterday we had a tropical storm warning. They actually increased it to a hurricane warning now. Now here's the thing: the winds are going to be in tropical storm force. You know, we're going to have sustained winds of 15 to 25, gusting up to 40. You know, gusting up to 40 there overall. So that is the latest there. You guys are going to get a good amount of rainfall, though. You know, 4 to 6 inches of rain is on the expectancy. This is from the WPC update here. So, yeah, Dothan area, southeastern Alabama is going to see a good, you know, 4 to 6 inches of rain out there. Dothan. Sorry, I'm not from there, so I'm not too familiar with the name. How do they decide when it's a retired name? Usually if it causes a lot of fatalities and a lot of damage, a lot of property damage, then that's when they usually do that. I don't know the exact threshold. Weather is crazy, said I was told the landfall is around 1 or 2. No, it is not in the afternoon. The landfall is going to be in the evening, guys. It's going to be anywhere from 8 to 11 p.m. Roughly around that time. It is not going to make landfall in the afternoon. By the time that we're in the afternoon, the storm is going to be over here. So by the time we reach 2 p.m., the storm's just going to be, you know, relatively southwest of Tampa. But yeah. Let's see. It's voted on if it's a retired name? I never heard anything about that. Huh, that's interesting. But anyways, so once again, everybody, we do have those tropical storm warnings going up as far north as western North Carolina. We're getting a lot of rain out there. On the latest track here, latest WPC update, we do have ourselves, like I mentioned, at least a 70% chance for flooding. We do have that high risk for flooding out there overall. So for my folks up there in like western North Carolina, western portions here of South Carolina and like northeastern Georgia, southwestern Georgia as well, portions out there along like the Big Bend, the western Big Bend, and like eastern Panhandle, Florida, absolutely will, you know, be seeing that. Panama City here. What's up, my friend? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, Panama City is under a tropical storm warning in effect out there. Let's see here. Yeah, current wind forecast has you in 25 to 35 sustained, gusting up to 50. Oh, that band is right on me, dude. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get one of those, that outer band there. Yikes. Hopefully everyone stays safe. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys, please be careful out there. I hope y'all prepared for it. You know, like I said, we're going to be covering this a lot today. I mean, there's you we're probably gonna go live again later for the update or the live stream this evening. Because Landfall's not until like this evening, a good 12 hours or so away. So just kind of really wanted to hop on here for a bit of morning coverage, bit of morning updates, stuff like that. But I appreciate y'all very much for joining us this morning. Like I said, please be careful out there. We'll come back live later. Once again, I'm in Florida. I might lose power. I hope not, but just know that is a possibility. But anyways, all right, everybody. I don't know. I might call it a stream here soon. I'm kind of wanting to go out and see that band that's getting ready to hit us. I might just break. I might take a break. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that band is coming right up on me right now in Lakeland. So the eye won't hit until later this evening, but the bands that do the damage, right? So the eye walls where the most of the strongest winds and the most damage occurs. But the bands, yes, they do increase winds locally, and they do cause some issues. But yeah, we're already feeling the bands. Like I said, there's one actually over me right now. So yeah, I mean, we're already feeling the storm. It's going to continue to pick up in intensity, as we continue throughout the day. But yeah. Alrighty. But everybody, thank you for joining. I think I'm going to probably head off here for now. We were just about to hit that 3-hour mark. So once again, everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. If you're new to the channel, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in with us. Let's see. Stephanie coming in with a $15 donation on Venmo, saying thank you so much, Andrew, for your coverage. Have a great day. You too, my friend. Thank you so much. Seriously, thank you so much, my friend. That is very, very sweet of you. Thank you for the tip, my friend. That'll definitely help me out a lot. It means a lot to me, guys. Thank you, seriously, so much. But all right, everybody. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it a stream for now. We've been live for 3 hours. We're going to go back live later. Like I mentioned, just wanted to go live here for a little bit. We still have about 12 hours or so before landfall. Landfall's not until like I mentioned, anywhere from 8 to 11 p.m. or so. So we'll be live for that, like I said, if my power is still on. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you all seriously for joining. You guys take care. Please be careful out there. Please be safe. Make sure you guys are well ready for it. And like I said, well prepared and everything like that. Once again, consider sharing this channel with your friends and your family, and put it on your Facebooks, your Twitter, wherever you can put this. Help spread the awareness and tell them to subscribe. Be greatly appreciated, my friends. Once again, thank you. See you later. Weather's crazy. Thank you, guys. But all right, everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll see y'all in the next one. See you later, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And once again, please be safe out there. See you later, y'all. Catch ya in the next one.